Welcome to Show Me the Money's Tuesday. Why am I by myself? Chris got fired. Just kidding. No, what's going on? How's it going? Happy Thanksgiving for everyone. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I'm trying to get our guest on, but his camera and his microphone is not connected, and I think you guys will benefit from this guest. But I'll start, and so here, this is what we're going to do today. Since I'm on my own, we'll still go through the topics, but I want a bunch of you to come on. In fact, last second, I had this idea of, one of you to join me as a co-host, or maybe two of you. Would that be cool? That would be cool. So it's Tuesday. Welcome to Show Me the Money Club. The topics are top secret today. No. What's going on? Chris is unavailable today, unfortunately. Nothing important though. He's having some fun, I think, with the family. Coffee. I had my share of coffee, bro. So if anybody wants to join as a co-host today after the guest, if the guest can join, because guest is having massive issues joining, but I told him he can join. I'll start, and then give me 1 minute, guys. Yeah, he's trying to connect, but then it's not connecting.
Sergio, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I cannot see you. So
I know,
hold on, we're doing connection issues. We're having connection issues.
Give me a second.
Okay, now he's gone. Okay. Anyway, so what's going on, folks? How was your Thanksgiving? Did you guys kill it? Did you guys make a shit ton of money? I thought it was pretty good, actually. It was the most traveled day ever. I think 82 or 83 million people kind of traveled, and you guys did a bunch of airport trips. So I'm going to read some of the comments before I welcome my guest and then go into the topics. So anybody want to join, please, after the guest. Don't join before the guest leaves. Or actually, you know what? I'm going to post a link for you guys to co-host after the guest hopefully can join. All right. I can hear you, but are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just trying to set up the camera. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Of course, when you need it to work, that's the day.
Whenever I'm hearing you, you're hearing me, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I can hear you.
Okay, cool. And what we'll do is I'll just wait until you fix your camera and then entertain the folks that have shown up. Aloha. What's going on? Let's see some comments. Let's read some comments. This is unusual today, obviously.
By the way.
Okay. Private chat. Oh, okay. He has some technical issues. Okay, cool. What's going on? Let's see. Mike Smith said, MJ Smith, SMTMC. No freebies today. What's up? Good afternoon. Hello, all you used and abused drivers. Okay. Let's start on the right foot, Steph. Hello, everyone. Hello. Yes, this is wonderful right there. Finally. First one to smash the like button. Don't forget to smash the like button, please. It helps the algorithm. And according to Chris anyway, who's not here. And we'll get more views. And more drivers will watch us and watch you. And learn some stuff. You're here. I know you're here. Scratchy says, someone give Sergio a coffee. Are you kidding me, bro? I wake up at 5:30 every morning. I trade for a living. And I'm up at 5:30 already coffeeed up, so I wouldn't be worried about my coffee. Now, this is 3 something or 3:08 in the Pacific Coast, okay? Maybe it's time for some apple juice. Apple juice probably sounds better at the moment. And James Bond today. Is that me? I don't know. I like my martini shaken, not stirred, or stirred, not shaken, one or the other. I don't know which one. from DFW. Aloha. Actually, we have a topic regarding Hawaii today, but I'm going to wait until the gentleman from DriveWhip shows up. So he's going to be our guest. And DriveWhip is something that I brought to our crew's attention. And I think it's the only car rental company that allows you to do both Uber and Lyft. As you guys know, if you rent through Hertz or Avis for Lyft or Uber, driving, obviously, or delivering. Well, you can't deliver, obviously, but you have to be careful with it. The point is, I think DriveWhip is the only company that allows you or has cars available to go on both platforms, so you can earn more money. I think it would be well worth your time to look into it. The link for DriveWhip is in the show notes. Show notes meaning if you click more, you'll see the link for DriveWhip. We're waiting for him to fix his camera. Hello, Daniel. I'll join Sergio. You love roasting me. No, it's not roast. We're going to be a co-host. This is serious work, Steph. I don't like roasting you. Apple juice, not coffee. That's right. Steph knows me. Okay, so let's see what this one says. Okay, I see the gentleman. So we're going to cut this off. I'm going to bring him on stage. Hopefully we can hear him and see him. Before I put him on stage, let me read this comment. Okay, you say you don't believe you see, so I say just special for you guys. My first ride last night, 388. Okay, I had to drive 3 miles. Well, Mass Toy Shop. There is a thing called decline and recline. I would not be doing that trip unless you had something connected to it. So, thank you. We lost him again. Okay. We've never had a guest that had this much trouble, actually. Okay. Yeah, I saw that one. Did you guys see that one? There was a standoff. The guy's on the ground, spread eagle, guns drawn. Waymo goes, never mind. Just almost ran over the guy. I was like, I guess they're not ready for that kind of situation. But how many times you have that, right? Whatever. Steph is going crazy. Decorate your car, not flashing lights, junk car. Yeah, probably for Christmas. Yeah, Waymo did drive. Okay, we lost him again. All right. Well, we're gonna continue until he shows up. I'm stubborn mule. And bro, you showed up and you took off. What's going on? Are you on your cell phone? No. Why would I be on my cell phone? I'm on a very professional microphone, actually.
For your
Okay.
patience.
Oh, no worries. I think he's ready. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. So I already talked a little bit about DriveWhip. And here is, okay, but say your name, please, because I don't want to butcher it.
Hi, my name is Henok Menase, and I'm Chief Marketing Officer at DriveWhip.
Okay, welcome to the show, Henok.
Thank you for having me, Sergio.
How are you, sir?
Living the dream.
The dream is not being able to connect it to StreamYard.
Yeah.
But we have. That's why we ask folks to show up early. But to be honest with you, I don't think it was on our end. I think it was on your end. But long story short, Henok, as he said, he's the Chief Marketing Officer, as it says right down there. So, Henok, tell us a little bit about DriveWhip. How long have you been there, and what does DriveWhip do?
Sure. Whip started in 2015. We started with one simple mission, which was really to give rideshare drivers a better experience from the car experience, from you having the right car at the right time for you to make the most amount of money that you can, right? When we started in 2015. So back then, the idea was that you were supposed to own a vehicle, right, to drive for rideshare. And so we really had a challenge, and we had to try to change kind of the way that people used vehicles, right? People thought that you needed to own a vehicle, and that made the most sense for you. But then we started showing people that When you put 50,000 miles on a car within a year, that makes no sense for you, right? Because now you're actually working against yourself. I think you have a finance show, right, Sergio?
Yeah, I have a finance show, and in fact, mentioned 50,000 miles, right?
Right.
We just released an article on one of my articles on our newsletter, and it exactly talked about the business aspect of doing rideshare, because a lot of drivers do not understand business. They just put the gas in the car and go, and they think that's the only expense,
Yeah, one of
So
the most important things that people have to understand when you become or come into the rideshare game is the true cost of ownership of a vehicle, right?
Yep.
And it's not just your car payment, right? It's like, okay, your car payment allows you to use the vehicle for X amount of miles within a period of time, right? The minute you go over that, now you're depreciating the car faster, right? So a lot of people don't understand that piece of it. And so they say, okay, well, my car payment is 500, but if I rent a car, it's going to cost me over 1,000. But in essence, you're paying that just, not today, right?
Well,
So
the other thing a lot of drivers do but we tried to change that in the last 3.5 years we've been doing this, is a lot of drivers say, I made $100 today, right? I tell them, you didn't make anything. You grossed $100. Your revenue was $100. Now
right,
figure out your costs, right?
right,
Your fixed cost, your variable costs, and then once you figure that out, then you figure out what you actually made, which was
right.
your net versus gross is something that drivers, I don't think, understand. But so I know a lot of drivers. I mean, a lot of drivers have become my eyes and ears all over the nation. Okay. And I know actually a couple of drivers, and I have spoken to those drivers about DriveWhip or Whip in the past. And one of our mutual friends is probably Vinny from Florida. I don't know
Many
if you know him or not, right?
Yeah.
And so actually, I've been wanting to talk to you guys for a while, because there is shortcomings with the rental programs that Uber and Lyft offer, meaning they make you not be able to drive for anyone else. Because if you rent through Hertz for Uber, you can only drive for Uber. If you rent through Avis for Lyft, you can only drive for Lyft. So how did you guys figure that part out? So you explain to our audience, how is it possible to drive for multi-platforms with a rental from Whip?
Yeah, so I mean that's a common question that we've gotten. One of the challenges is that, their programs are specifically, or the restrictions apply only to their vehicles, not ours. So our vehicles are independently owned, they're not owned by them. We don't operate through their platform, so you don't have to have a one-to-one relationship. As a matter of fact, I think it's a quiet secret, and I think all rideshare drivers do this, is that you have to multi-app. That's the
Yeah.
only way that you're going to be successful, right? So if you're driving Uber and you're renting, let's say, from one of their rental platforms, you're losing a lot of money. You're leaving a lot of money on the table. And if you're doing it from the other platform, it's the same problem, right? So what we try to do is to provide a solution for people to be able to make the most amount of money. Because, for example, you might not want to drive rideshare. You might be more inclined to do delivery, right? Because you might be a student, or you might take care of family, you might have whatever your life scenario is, you need that flexibility. So that's kind of where we came in and said, okay, you might not want to drive this, but you might want to drive that, so let's give you an opportunity to be able to make as much as you can whenever you can. So that's why our selection of vehicles is kind of robust, and it's always been ever since we've kind of been in operation. Because a lot of companies or rental car companies, what they do is they buy cars that make sense for them, not make sense for you as a renter, right? So Uber Comfort, for example, we've always been a big proponent of making sure that we have Uber Comfort eligible vehicles from the sedan side and also to the XL side, because our drivers, especially like the ones that we have in the DC and Baltimore area, these are hardcore drivers. Like the ones that have an XL, like let's say a Toyota Highlander or Sienna, they never give those cars back, because they know that that is going to be a big engine for them to make money. So again, our goal is always just try to make, provide the best car for the person at the right time. So if you're starting out, maybe we start you out, with a Corolla while you try to figure out the ins and outs of navigating, keeping your car clean, communicating with a passenger, trying to keep them happy, etc. Right? And then you figure that piece out. Then you move, let's say, okay, oh, I want to go into a bigger vehicle because now I'm kind of a pro at this, right? I've figured out the sauce. So, what we try to do is to create an opportunity for everyone at every kind of stage of their rideshare journey.
Yeah,
And
no,
have a car available for them.
I agree. And I was actually, now my next question was going to be, do you only rent EVs, obviously, or do it's ICE vehicles and combine and different size cars for different platforms, like you said, all the way up to XL,
Right.
SUV. And so you do run the gamut, basically. From, you said Toyota Corolla all the way up to a Sienna, right?
Yeah.
And what is the breakdown of your fleet at the moment? Is it mostly EVs or is it mostly ICE or the other way?
So I'll say we're about 50-50, right?
Okay.
And we're moving more towards an EV inventory. And it makes a lot more sense for rideshare drivers. I know one of the big things is that people, they're comfortable in gas, right? They're comfortable in starting the car up, going to a gas station and, just continuing, their rideshare journey with something that they're used to. But let me tell you, the real money is an EV. Right. And I'm not saying that because we provide EV vehicles, we provide them all. Right. So it's not like we have a preference of one over the other. However, we do realize that, looking and talking to a lot of drivers, just like the one you named, Vinny, because, they make way more money in a Tesla Model Y than you would in a, let's say, in a Toyota Camry.
Yeah.
Right. Just because of all the benefits that you get from Uber, as well as, the savings that you will make on fuel and the tips that you get. It's kind of, when you get into a Tesla, it's a different experience. It's a way nicer experience. And typically the people that are driving those cars are generally more experienced drivers. So, the experience is going to be kind of elevated. So again, we try to give a opportunity for people that have, okay, you want to start out with something smaller. We have a gas Corolla. But if you want to try something a little bit bigger and a little bit more elevated experience, then you have the Tesla. But just a little caveat, we do not have gas cars in every single market. So markets like Miami, Richmond, Philly, Orlando, those are primarily Tesla-only markets.
Okay. Well, next question that I'm thinking of, I know the company reasonably well. Actually, I called Andrew one day a couple of months ago and I said, there's this company called DriveWhip, and I learned it from Vinny, actually. I didn't even know you guys existed. And then I thought, wait a minute, hold on a second. A light bulb goes off. I go, well, why should I be just on Uber, right? I mean, look, we tell people you must multi-app. And not only multi-app, you must do, let's say, morning time, you do rideshare, and then lunchtime, you do deliveries. And, if you're a full-time driver, you're a full-time driver.
Yep.
But the other thing is, my belief is, I've done the numbers and I've written articles and done videos about this, is that, look, if you're going to rent, you're basically automatically are going to be a full-time driver. You can't just go on the weekends, drive 8 hours and then, try to make the money up and whatever. But then again, look, rentals have their space, and some of them, especially if you're on a single platform, like Uber forces you or Lyft forces you to do it. To me, it doesn't make sense. $500 a week, it's crazy. But if you can multi-app, and then the car is a little bit nicer than what you're going to get from Hertz, I definitely think there's a space for it. So I'm highlighting some questions, if you don't mind, at the end. We'll go through those.
Sure.
So how many markets is Whip in?
So Whip is currently in 9 markets. We are in DC, Baltimore, Philadelphia, Richmond, Boston, Chicago, Miami, Orlando, and Chicago. Chicago.
Okay.
So we're 9 markets.
So basically a lot of the major cities.
We're in all the major markets, and with plans on expanding into other markets in 2026.
Okay. Is California one of those expansion plans?
God willing. California is a very tricky state, so I'm sure you guys are very well aware. It's a very tricky
I live
state,
here.
but it's a great state. It's the state that basically makes all the rules for rideshare, right? So it could be a good or bad. No, but I think it'll
it's a bad. Look, I'm an East Coaster trapped in the West Coast. That's what I.
Yeah. Where are you from, Sergio?
Originally from New York, actually. So I was like,
okay.
But
You already know.
no,
New
actually,
York?
I was born in Istanbul, Turkey, actually, and then ended up in the U.S. to go to college.
Yeah, I
So
figured the name wasn't from New York, so.
no, well, you know, my Armenian name, I'm Armenian, so my Armenian name is worse than your first name. So
Oh yeah, mine's
people
easy.
people butchered it all through college, and then when I became a citizen, they go like, "Well, you have one shot to change your name." I go, "Okay, Sergio sounds good."
Yeah, I like that.
So long story short, so obviously, look, obviously there's a need for this, and you guys are expanding, and I've heard nothing but good things actually from Vinny about you guys. So,
Awesome.
and when Andrew said, you know, you're gonna have Enoch on, and I'm going like, oh sure, yeah, I want to know because I think our audience will benefit from it.
Thank you so much.
Because
I
look, there are a
appreciate
lot of renters out there, but they want to know more details. So the chat's flying. So I'm trying to get my head together and then also try to make sure that we answer all the pertinent questions.
love
So I'm sure you looked into the cost of this, right? You priced your cars according to competition. I mean, you can't price it too high, you can't price it too low, but the advantage of being able to drive on multiple platforms, including delivery, is a huge, huge bonus. I mean, huge. I'd be attracted to renting a car instead of putting miles on my own car, right? So
Yeah.
let's go through that. I mean, you don't have to give us exact pricing, but how competitive is your pricing? Does it include insurance, obviously?
Sure.
And
Yeah,
let's go through
so
some of the nitty-gritty stuff.
yeah, so we'll start. If let's focus on the EV side, right? Because we'll start there. So we have two models that we provide. We provide the Model 3 and we provide
Okay.
the Model Y.
Okay.
And then in the DC area, we now started offering the 2026 Model Y Juniper. We're the only ones who
Oh, I
provide
love
that.
that car. That's my next car.
So that car is really nice. I don't know, have you been
Yeah.
in one? Yeah, it's super,
Yeah,
super
yeah.
nice. So our Model 3 is $399 a week. Our
Okay.
Model Y is $449 a week. And then our Model Y Juniper is $550 a week. Right now, we're doing and we've been doing this for a while, is the Switch and Save program, where if you're renting from one of our competitors in the rideshare rental space and you come over to Whip, we'll give you $200 off your first month. So that's $50 off per week. And then that for a lot of people, because a lot of times, you know, the most difficult part is just trying to get comfortable with trying something new. And if you say, okay, well, I'm going to save some money and try something new and get a benefit of being able to drive, you know, for multiple platforms, I think it takes away a little bit of that fear of just trying something new. So that's something we're offering. So if anyone in the chat here is interested in joining us, we will offer that discount to you as well. All we need is just a proof of that receipt. We also offer, like I said, we also offer gas vehicles. So the Corollas are $350. We have Camrys, which are standard gas. Then we also have the hybrids. So $375, $399 for the hybrid. And then the RAV4, which is $425, seats 5, does qualify for Uber Comfort. So that's really good. You get that benefit. And it's really good for airport trips and good on gas. It's a 4-cylinder. So, you can do really well with that. Then you have the Highlander, which is a 7-seater XL, qualifies for Uber Comfort. That's $450. And then our biggest one would be the Sienna at $500. And that they're all hybrid. So, when you're looking at price, you have to think of two things: price and value, right? The price is what you're paying and the value is what you're receiving, right? So I never look at price, I always look at value. You might be paying a little bit less elsewhere, right? But the value that you receive is significantly less. And so I look at that and I say, okay, can I make more money with Whip or can I make more money with Avis, Hertz, or, one of the other guys? And if the answer isn't yes, then I just look at the numbers and make my decision based off that.
No, I think, I mean, I appreciate you going through all the pricing. Obviously, there's going to be a question from the audience, but I thought about it. Like, how about insurance? Does that include
I'm
insurance?
sorry. Yeah. So everything is included. It's a one-stop shop. You get free maintenance. So we take care of everything with the vehicle. We don't outsource it to anywhere else. That's one of the biggest differences between us and like our competitors, right? The other guys, a lot of times they will let you drive that car till the wheels fall off. Like literally we've seen it, right? And then, so with us, we don't do that. That car has an issue. You let us know, you bring it in, as well as we have a maintenance program that the car comes in every 60 days or 10,000 miles just to make sure the car is good. If you need an oil change, brakes, lights, tire, anything like that, right? And then, so everything's included: free maintenance, unlimited miles, your insurance, and your rental. It's all one package.
So with the other companies, right? So like, I mean, look, I'm in the space. I understand. I know how the gimmick works. Is that So you go to Hertz, you're gonna rent a car, and then they say it includes insurance, but then at the last minute, do you want to buy this extra insurance, which is another $70-$80 a week, right?
Right.
So is that the same with you? I mean, there is no, what you see is what you get, basically, right?
No, I think, with us, that's another thing. Rideshare drivers need transparency, right? So it's a couple things that, separates us from them. One is transparency. Your price doesn't change at the end. It's not like, oh, here's I gotcha. This is one thing that a lot of the other guys do, especially on the EV side. You don't know what your charging rate is or what your charging bill is going to be at the end of the month, right? With us, you're paying for your charging every time, like you're paying for fuel, right? You're not getting this random $1,200, $1,300 bill at the end of the month. You can't verify, you can't validate. And so, for us, it's all about transparency. You get access through the Tesla app. You could see, okay, well, I just spent $15 or $12 at this last charge. Boom, comes right off your card. So again, everything is very transparent. There's no, surprise fees at the end.
Okay. The other thing that Hertz and Avis do, if you do rent through them, is that if it's a Tesla specifically, they block certain parts of the Tesla app that you can't do everything. It's not. I'm sure it's for safety or security reasons or whatever. Not. But the other thing that comes to mind is if it includes all the insurance. We don't. There's what you see is what you get. One stop shop, right? The thing that is to me really interesting in all this is that I get like literally 1,500 emails a week, and a lot of them are about rentals. That how at the end when they return the car, they got absolutely screwed, right? And they come up with a bill that they cannot afford to pay. The other thing is with Lyft specifically, if you rent through their Flex Drive, you start with a negative at the start of the week. You have to work your way through basically to get to positive. So with you, it's like this is how much the car is going to cost. This is your cost. You're in business. Do whatever you're going to do. Make your money and then enjoy yourself. And then is there, by the way, you said unlimited miles, but is there any restrictions that you should talk about?
No, I mean, the only restriction that we keep is that you just can't drive the car more than 150 miles from the place where you picked it up, right? And again, vehicle is intended for rideshare rental purposes. And so I think some of the other guys, they allow drivers to drive, like wherever they want, but for us, that's not really the intended purpose of that car, Now, let's say you have a ride that takes you, 100 miles away. We've seen that's becoming more of a thing now. You never really saw that. No one took an Uber 90 miles away. But as we're seeing that more and more, our drivers are allowed to drive as far as they need to make that ride and then try to get a ride back. But we really don't restrict you. Rideshare drivers, you to be a really good, successful rideshare driver, you have to be disciplined, right? So the discipline will show itself, in your results and your earnings. And so our goal is just to try to help you and be your partner in that journey. And so ultimately we can just give you the car, but what you do with it is really up to you.
Okay. Couple of other questions, and I'm going to post, I think I saved 11 questions. I don't think with any guest I've saved 11 questions before, but then I'm a happy clicker. So we'll see. Maybe they're repeat questions.
Sure.
So let's say I'm in Philly, okay, or Chicago or Boston, and I want to rent a car from DriveWhip, right? What's the process? How difficult is it? How easy is it? Because I know, again, hearing ridiculous disaster stories from Hertz and Avis renters, what they go through, like they say the car is available, and you go there, the car is not available, and all that stuff. So
that's so weird.
Is it an online process, or do you have brick and mortar style places where we have to go pick up the car, or how does the process work?
So in Atlanta, Chicago, Baltimore, and Rockville, our Washington, D.C. location, we all have physical brick and mortar stores. So there you will go and pick up your car from one of our locations. And, our front desk team and our in-store team will help you with everything at that. When it comes to other markets, these are remote pickups, right? So we'll remotely unlock the vehicle for you. And again, those remote markets like Miami, Orlando, Philadelphia, Richmond, Orlando, those markets will remotely unlock the vehicle for you, give you access through the Tesla through the Tesla app, so that you can also have access to supercharging. So everything is done remotely in those places. But in the other 4 markets, you will come inside. We'll do everything for you. We'll schedule you to come back in 60 days to make sure that the car's in good shape, take a look at your car, etc. The process to fill out an application, really simple. You just go to drivewhip.com. You'll see a button that says join now. And then you'll fill out the application. Again, all we ask for is 3 things: picture of your license, proof of address, which can be a bank statement or utility bill in the last 30 days, and a proof of your rideshare, which is your Uber or Lyft driver dashboard or profile. And we review that and then give you an answer, typically the same day, if not the next day.
Yeah,
And
is
you can
there
pay with,
any like rating restrictions or things like that as far as a driver?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you want to keep somebody or put someone in a car that has the propensity to stay in the car, right? So if you have a 4.6 rating, unfortunately, that's not going to work because you're already on the way out. But again,
no, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all.
Yeah, I mean, because if you're already on the way out with Uber, that's indicative that that might not be the best thing for you, right? Maybe you're better as a delivery driver, maybe better for Amazon Flex. So, it's all about, it's just learning. We're not going to be good at everything that we try, but as long as we keep trying, I think that's the number one key to really making it in life. Just keep trying.
Okay. Well, folks, link is in the show notes. Show notes meaning it says more next to the description. You click more. DriveWhip's link is right there. You guys. So I'm going to put up the questions one by one. Let's go through them quickly because this will not end. Not that I wanted to end. Don't get me wrong, but I think they're fair questions. So first question: I have not been able to get an Excel from DriveWhip in 6 months. Okay, so Mr. Noise 7632, what you can do is you probably should send me an email and then I'll forward it to Henok because that's how we work. I've become Uber Lyft support, so I'll become Whip
you
support.
can be Whip support. Great, thank you. We always need more help, Sergio. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I got pro bono work. So let me know what market you're in and I'll forward your email to him and then that will get resolved. Cool. A lot of questions going to be about location. I was just clicking and saving. Is Whip available in Savannah, Georgia?
We're not. We're available in Atlanta, Georgia, though. But if Savannah becomes a big enough market and, it's something that, makes sense, that's the beauty. We're not relegated to saying yes or no to any market. We're willing to go to any market if it makes sense.
So it seems like though, like all the cities you mentioned, Chicago, Boston, Atlanta, these are all major cities, right? I mean, obviously there's traffic, there's demand. You want your drivers to make money. I mean, look, it just makes sense. Or Miami or whatever.
Yeah, you want to be in a place where people can actually make money.
So do you have Suburbans, Escalades, Navigators?
No, because we like reliability, so we go with Toyota. And so we provide Highlanders and Siennas and RAV4s. So no.
I think if you have Siennas, Sienna is probably the favorite driver of any XL driver.
It's the best car I've ever, one of the best cars I've ever driven, especially for rideshare. They've got, dual sliding button doors, so you don't even get up. You just press a button and then, doors open on both sides. Passengers love it, and they're great on fuel. So.
Yeah, for sure. Especially the hybrids. Yeah. So how long is the commitment for the rental car? Weekly, monthly? I think there was a similar question later on.
It's a weekly rental, but you can keep it as long as you want. There's no maximum. It's just a minimum of 1 week.
So you just renew if you don't, do you have like 24-hour grace period or something? Or do you have the notification period that you have to tell DriveWhip, I'm returning the car or something like that?
If you just tell us hey guys, I want to return the car tomorrow, there's no you need to tell us a week in advance. I mean, because life happens. And again, this is what we kind of go back to, is that flexibility that other companies don't have. It's you have to stay in it for a week. Well, what if something happened? I had a death in the family. We work with a lot of international drivers, so we need flexibility. So sometimes people have to go across the world, in a matter of a day. So we're not going to make that, situation harder for you. And then we'll make it easy also for you when you come back. We'll be able to.
So it says bring you to Denver. You're not in Denver. Are you in Denver?
Not yet. Denver's busy, huh? I hear that Denver's a really
Denver
busy
is pretty. Actually, Denver is moving on up as far as demand is concerned. Is SC eligible? SC, I'm assuming South Carolina.
South Carolina. We are not in South Carolina yet.
You should be in probably. That's a good tourist market, man. You should be in Myrtle Beach or Charleston.
Charleston, I hear a lot about Charleston.
Yeah, we do have. That's a top tourist town.
Yeah, my mother-in-law.
When are you coming to Oklahoma? I don't know. He'll tell you.
I don't know. We never had a request for us to come to Oklahoma.
See what I mean, man?
Yeah,
See,
maybe
we're all over the
Tulsa
nation.
busy.
We're all over the country, and
Yeah.
including, by the way, there are people who watch us in New Zealand and the UK and Australia. So I'm
I mean,
sure I'll
you
get an
guys are
email. Is it
amazing,
in
man.
Australia? I'm like, no.
Sergio, I mean, the way that you hold these companies' feet to the fire, I have to say, I really appreciate it. And you
We try.
don't pull any punches. It's
Oh.
great. You're a real advocate. And I'm not just saying that because I'm sitting here, but I've watched a lot of these episodes and a lot of these shorts. Like you're really an advocate for drivers, and
Well, you know what it is, Enoch? I mean, I think until I have a finance background and I don't like doing anything half-ass, okay? And not because it's a finance background, but I'm thinking until we started doing this like 3.5 years ago, the Show Me the Money episodes, and we built a community, and the community has grown over 125% from the first day of the Rideshare Guy YouTube channel growth to the last 3.5 years. It's like 125% more. So if you do the right things, people are going to show up.
Yep.
And people trust me, and they go like, okay, this guy doesn't pull punches, like you're saying. Look, I have a relationship with these companies. I don't deny it. I talk to their CEOs and this and that. But I do understand where they're coming from, right? Because finance, I can talk to them in their own language about earnings and this and that, but I also get my hands dirty, and I'm a driver. I understand what the driver is going through.
Absolutely.
So I have this top-down look that I go like, hey, this is bullshit what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
And to their credit, most of the stuff gets fixed, actually. So I'm surprised.
Yeah, it's really amazing. I mean, kudos and hats off to you, man.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. New York City is a tough market. It's like California, and they have a lot of regulations there.
New York City, they've capped the number of rideshare drivers that can be in New York City. So it doesn't make sense just from that perspective. Also, the number of tags that you can get is also limited and very unsustainable. So those aren't, that's not a market that we would be interested in.
This is good because if you rent from Lyft or Uber, they deduct your pay. Yeah, they do. They do. They hit you up with a negative. If you're on Lyft Flex on Monday morning, you'll wake up to minus $450 for a Corolla.
And you get paid less when you rent from Express Drive. And
we discovered that. Yeah, you get paid 15 to 20% less. What a bullshit deal that is.
Which doesn't make sense, because if they're renting from you directly, you would think that these are the people you want to incentivize to make the most money, right? So I don't quite get the thinking behind that. But
nobody said they have, just because they're smart doesn't mean they have common sense. But look, they exploit drivers, man. I mean, look, they do it at any chance that they get, and I'm like, yeah, there's a new sheriff in town. You're not going to do that.
Yeah.
How does payment work? Does it need major credit cards or a debit, and do they need a deposit?
You can use either debit or credit card as long as you're the card holder. And yes, there is a deposit minimum of $200 on every rental.
But if you're renting, like you said already, from a competitor, you can get the $200 off. You're going to get $200 for the first month.
So you get $200 off the month. So you'll get $50 off per week, but we still charge a deposit, and that obviously gets refunded to you at the time of return minus any tickets.
I fully understand that. Is this an RSG deal? Because nobody told me we had a deal, so I'm not sure if it's an RSG deal.
Well, we could definitely make an RSG deal.
Well, we need to talk afterwards, maybe tomorrow.
We'll go offline.
Hey guys, are you in the northern markets like Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky?
Not in Ohio. We're in Illinois, so we're in Chicago, but we have not gone into these other markets yet. Are those busy markets?
Not sure. Kentucky, maybe. Ohio, Cleveland, probably. Actually,
Ohio, Ohio
Cleveland,
might have Cleveland, Columbus.
Yeah, weekly or monthly. We entered that. It's weekly. And last but not least, I'm sure there's more, but can I do courier work like Amazon, Viho, or Roadie with the Whip car?
Yeah, you can. The only thing I say is that, if you're going to do just delivery, you're not really getting the most out of that product, right? And what you're paying for. So I would try to say, okay, try to see if you can get approved for for Uber and Lyft, at least Uber, so that you can also add Uber Eats in there, right?
Yeah, Uber Eats. Yeah. How about DoorDash? Can you do DoorDash with your car?
Yeah, DoorDash, Uber Eats, all that. I mean, if you're really have timed your thing correctly, then you'll do your ride share from 4 a.m. till about 10 a.m. Then start doing, food delivery till about 3, and then you're driving people home from 3 till about 7. So,
Yep.
you know, it's all about just making sure that you pick the right time, and you can use this car for all these different apps at, you know, in the course of one day, and really make a lot of money.
Yeah. Okay. So there are so many questions. What I'll do is I'll go through them and then ship them your way.
Sure.
So the gentleman with the Excel, email me, Sergio at therideshareguy.com. I'll play support for one email and send it out to Henok. The floor is yours. I'll give you a minute to close us up. Wonderful, really. I mean, I think there is a necessity, and I always thought, like, why should I be stuck only on Uber, doing renting from them, paying $500 for a Tesla Model 3 from Hertz, as opposed to why shouldn't I be able to do this? And I think you guys have unlocked something big here, so hopefully we'll be able to create some demand for you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, close us up.
I appreciate it. You know, first and foremost, I just want to say thank you to everyone that joined this show, this live. It's been a pleasure talking to all of you, answering all of your questions, and it's been a pleasure talking with you, Sergio. I can't wait to try them in the Boston market. Okay, drivewhip.com/Boston. That's the easiest way.
You know, Florida,
Florida,
yeah, they're definitely in Florida.
Yep.
I know Vinny's in Miami,
Orlando,
Orlando,
we're
they're in
right there.
Florida. Well, there you go. They're getting customers already. Come on.
Yeah, I know, man. Jeez, you got to get a commission for this, dude.
Talk to Harry on that.
I'll get you your own. I'll get you your own referral code. Don't worry, we'll figure it out.
There we go. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, I think we've said everything, and I don't want to dilute the quality of this conversation. But I will say that, you know, we've been around, like I said, 10 years. At the end of the day, we care about, you know, giving our drivers transparency, flexibility, and a real path to higher earnings. Better cards have always been what have been the main cornerstone of our product and our program, and the freedom for you to drive on any platform. So that's what makes us different. We treat our drivers different. We treat our drivers with compassion and empathy. We care about you. We're here to help you. And anything we can do to, you know, help you make more money, that's what we're all about. So
yeah. Well, we appreciate you showing up. Sorry for the troubles. You know what? Actually, I'm going to take responsibility for that, because looking at my phone emails, I sent you the YouTube link. I didn't send you the StreamYard link.
it's okay. I wasn't going to say anything.
That was on me, but then
I wasn't
connection
going to say
problems was on
anything. It's
you.
all good. Leave it.
It's all good. We all did it. So let's never look back. Always look forward, right?
Yes.
And now we appreciate you coming on, and we'll be in touch. And yeah, do send me the referral link. Maybe
I will. And let's talk offline. I'd love to to get your opinion on a few things, Sergio.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll be in touch for sure. Well, thank you. Stay healthy, and we'll see you around.
Okay. Happy New Year, everybody.
That's right. That's right.
Bye-bye.
All right, take care. All right. Hope you guys like that. I think this will do well for you guys, including insurance. Tesla Model Y for, what was it? $449? $499? $449? That's a better deal than Hertz. You can drive Uber, Lyft, Doordash, Grubhub, Instacart, Uber Eats, whatever. I mean, I don't think you guys can go wrong with that. So, blessed child, wait until I get my referral link, so then I'll make a couple of dollars out of it. How about? No, I'm kidding. Do whatever you need to do. I know you're in Boston. You know, go get it. So this is the part that we talk about topics. Well, I could do it myself, but then I offered at the start to have a co-host or two, maybe. So I'm going to post the link, and we're going to go through the topics together. I'll do most of the talking as usual, but, you know, we can have a little bit of a... So don't be shy. Let me post the link. This is the first time I'm doing this. I usually don't do this. Even when I think I did a couple of solos when Chris's wife was delivering, or he was on vacation, or whatever. Happy holidays, Mr. Gambit. Mr. Gambit, your interview on the BP Pulse thing came out wonderful. I'm sure you'll see the video shortly on our channel. All right, I'm pasting the link, copying and pasting the link. Here's the link. Who wants to co-host with me? Show Me the Money, episode 185. If you guys want to co-host, more than welcome to grab the link. Except that I'm asking you to be in a quiet place with a good internet reception, because without that, I will boot you. So if you guys want to join and co-host today, let's do it. I'm all game. All game. All right. All right. So let's go with the first topic then. I guess nobody wants to do it. Okay, fine. You guys be that way. Oh, you know what? I'm going to put myself somehow in the picture. Chris, which one is it? This one? Or this one? Yeah, that one. Or should I do this one? Nope, this one. This one's better, right? Or take myself out of the... Or should I do this one? I didn't know I had so many choices. I think I do this one. No, I think a full screen without me, that's bullshit. I gotta be on screen. This one right there. All right. So, all right, let's go. Grab the goddamn link. Where? I don't know. No, y'all are talk a lot. Keyboard warriors. You guys think doing this is easy week after week after week? Yeah, it's not. Okay. So, here we go again. This is a huge fucking problem. I am not on a cell phone small screen format, Sergio. You know why? Because YouTube now is allowing vertical format and a horizontal format. If you log out, if you get out and go back to the channel, go to live, you will have two, not one, but two thumbnails, two screens. If you must have clicked on the one that's vertical. Click on the other one. That's horizontal. Then you can see a fuller picture. Okay. So that's one way to solve that problem. So if you guys, because I can see you're on a small format, I can see it on my StreamYard link that you're on vertical. Yes, click on the Rideshare, go to the Rideshare Guy channel, YouTube channel. You'll see two options. One of them is vertical, one of them is horizontal. The one vertical has a tiny little phone next to it, or whatever it is. And then you will be on the full screen. What do you mean? Why? Just pick the other one. Nobody's forcing you to be on vertical. Okay, you know why? It's not nonsense. It makes sense. There's a lot of people. Okay, we're streaming on Facebook. We're streaming on LinkedIn. We're streaming on X. We're streaming on YouTube. A lot of people watch us on their cell phone while they're taking a break or whatever. So the vertical format makes sense. Okay, Lelius. Hey, man. Hey, Lelius. I put the link up. Do you want to come and you want to do the... Oh, fuck. Do we do the co-host the show? There's the link. Where is the link? Here's the link. Here. Permission to enter. Well, there's the link. Last time I'm putting it up. So if you guys want to co-host, there's the first topic. Co-host, grab the link, show your ass, so I can put you on the screen. Otherwise, it ain't gonna happen. Hey, I don't give a shit, people. You figure it out. One is small, one is large. That's it. What the fuck? I need to go get apple juice now. You guys are stressing me out all day long. I traded beautifully, made shit ton of money, and now I got to do this Donkey Kong show, man. Come on, man. Behave yourselves, man. Oh, Mohammed. Oh, man. The man, the myth, the legend. Mohammed never fails. He's always on.
Greetings, Sergio. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy belated Thanksgiving, sir.
Are you able to see me clearly, or
I'm able to see you and also hear you. So Mohammed is one of my co-hosts today. And then let's get more of you on, because at the end of the show, after I read the open letter to the Uber Lyft CEO, you guys need to come on and we have to do it. You know what? I'm gonna do a goddamn marathon session today.
Okay, so Sergio, just one thing. Keep my phone vertical or horizontal?
For fuck's sake. He did it.
No, no.
Okay, you can keep it any way you like.
Okay.
At the moment, I'm seeing you on vertical, but you can do horizontal, and let's see what it looks like.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. Now you see the full picture.
Okay, got it.
Now we see your belly and all that, so you raise the phone a little bit. You need to
Yes.
lose some weight, Mohammed.
Yes.
I mean, not that I'm... What the fuck? This is a shit show today, man. Anyway, I'm all making fun. Sorry about the cussing. You know, I'm an East Coaster. I just kind of go with it. Yeah, it is. It is, Steph. Yes, it is. Yes. Yes, yes. Turning into a shit show. Huh? I got two. Not one, but two. No, we don't gut shame anyone. Okay, we'll add him. We'll add Mr. Gambit. Okay, team is full. Oh, no solos. We're going to do, okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start the topic. I'm going to talk about it maybe a couple of minutes. So either mute yourselves or I'm going to mute you. So I don't hear your background noise and all that shit. Actually, I'm going to mute you guys. Okay, so he muted himself. All right, so my hat's off to one of our viewers from Honolulu, Hawaii, Richard Daddy. He made it to Business Insider with my good friend Alex Bitter. And Alex Bitter, by the way, is doing an exclusive on Guess Who next week. Hint, hint. Anyhow, here's the deal. Richard and I have been emailing for a while now. And he goes, Serge, pay is shit in Honolulu. I've been doing this for a long time. I want to do what the Washington State drivers did. I want to do what the Massachusetts drivers did. So I gave him the playbook. I said, listen, this is a grassroots kind of a thing they did in Washington State. You need to, it starts with one man. It starts with a small fire, but then it blows up. Well, it's no joke that Washington State has the best pay and best benefits in the country when it comes to Uber and Lyft. So Richard went and got in touch with the city council, found some friendly city council members, and he started the petition, and he wrote them letters, and he got their ear. So now that he got their ear, he's in the game. Richard, my hat's off to you. It always starts like that. And the headline of the Business Insider article with Alex is, I drive for Uber and Lyft in Hawaii. I earn less than I did driving a cab. Think about this, folks. But this benefit keeps me coming back. And which benefit is that? It's not a benefit. We all know what it is. It's the flexibility. Richard Daddy has driven for Uber and Lyft in Honolulu since 2017. Daddy says it's a flexible side hustle, but Hawaii needs laws protecting drivers' pay. Damn right. Some ride-hailing drivers have said their earnings have fallen over the past few years. So let's give a hand to Richard and wish him the best, because he has all my support. I'm going to walk him through and give him the most support I can give, because if he says drivers need help in Honolulu and Hawaii in general, I take his word. And there is Richard. Good work, Richard. We'll get going. So my co-hosts, Mr. Gambit and Mohammed from Michigan, what do you guys think about this?
I think that's a great idea to get started. And, maybe I can start here in Dearborn and, work maybe to Detroit and on the surrounding cities. We can start a movement and we'll see from there, my question is,
Yeah.
I mean, why shouldn't we demand because if they're paying the guarantee in Minnesota, shouldn't that be, like nationwide?
No, that doesn't work like that. That doesn't work like that, because all the state laws and everything else is different. Plus, if you didn't notice, Uber is a $250 billion company, and they lobby hard, and they bought all the politicians already. Yeah. So it's not. If you think it's easy to fight Uber on a daily basis like I do, it's not easy. So, but it starts like this. It started like this in Washington State. And there was just a guy here. He says, "Hey, Richard, I live in Honolulu. There you go. Email me, Sergio at the rideshareguy.com. I'll connect you with Richard, CWJ9367. And so what do you say, Mr. Gambit, about this, what Richard is doing? You're muted. You're muted.
Nico.
You're muted, buddy. All right, we're going to kick him off. You got one chance. Anyway.
Okay, I'm there now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
So what say you about what Richard is
doing? We need this here in Los Angeles for sure. And it should start at the airport. We should have someone there collecting signatures every single day, going around with everybody with a Uber, Lyft sticker or DoorDash sticker in their car, giving them this sign and say, look, let's give this, petition to our city council here and the supervisors of LA County, because they control the rates and everything.
Well, we can't. Okay, look, about Prop 22. We can't do much in California at the moment, and in order to beat Prop 22, we need 7/8, and we're never going to get 7/8. However,
we got to try. We got to try.
No. I understand that, but however, there is one thing that happened. I'm surprised you haven't seen it, Mr. Gambit. The SEIU truck is in front of LAX there collecting signatures because when the Supreme Court found Prop 22 constitutional, they also said, though, that we can, and remember the Uber and Lyft did a deal? Yeah. There was two bills, SB 371, to lower their commercial insurance bills, right? But then there was also SB 1140, which was, it gave the drivers the right to unionize, and there was SEIU actually in front of the LAX collecting signatures to unionize. So we have to start something.
Exactly. And I think, Sergio, by the time the Olympics get here, that rate that we should have should be a solid earning rate for everyone, because if they nickel and dime us with the Olympics with thousands of people here, we're just bending over being slaves for no reason, meaning that guys got to pay their bills. And if Uber says we're going to collect billions just for the Olympics and not give the drivers anything, they're nuts.
Yep, I agree. So I agree with both, Mohammed. Grassroots campaign, our hats off to Richard Deddy. Richard, great work. Keep it up. Don't get discouraged. Uber will lobby the shit out of this. Don't worry about it. We'll back you up. Don't worry. We know how to play the game too, so no worries. So let's go to the next topic. And here's the next. Okay, I'm not going to mute you guys, but I'll just read it with me. So there is this wonderful young lady, okay, from Atlanta. Portia Watkins is her name. And she also made it with Alex Bitter. And she says she's a medical student, okay? My hat's off. We need more doctors. My daughter is starting med school next year, so kudos to my daughter. I don't know how much that's gonna fucking cost me, but what the hell? So she goes, I drive for Uber and Lyft as a medical student. It's not the profitable side hustle I expect it to be. Porsche, you are not watching Show Me the Money Club. That's one of the reasons, first of all, okay? But again, is the second driver. My hat's off to you, Porsche, because you're going to med school. There's no shame in driving Uber and Lyft, and there's a stigma attached to driving Uber and Lyft because a lot of passengers that get in our cars, like if you got in her car in Atlanta, she's going to be a doctor, bro, and she's supporting herself by driving Uber Lyft. That's the good part about Uber and Lyft. There are a lot of folks like her that do drive and earn something. Obviously, she's not doing it the right way to complain about it. If she did it our way, I think she would make more money. Uber and Lyft, other apps market themselves as ideal side hustles. I think they are. I honestly think they perfectly are side hustles and good part-time gigs. One driver said the work hasn't fit well with her schedule. Well, that's a different story, obviously, because you're a medical student. And the driver has looked at other gigs, such as substitute teaching, to make more money. Okay, cool. So what do you guys say about Porsche? And I think it's commendable that she's going to med school and also driving Uber and Lyft.
I think for sure she knows exactly that what we saw, and I've saw this for 10 years, Sergio, and you have too, that this is a great way to earn. Any businessman puts his business hat on, can figure this out when he starts to do it. And if he don't put his business hat on, that means he's choosing to be an ant and not figure it out and do whatever he sees in front of him. That's what I mean by if this girl's a doctor, she's figured it out, and she's also figured out she's not making the money that she should make by doing the job that she's getting paid, should be getting paid for. And that's the game of the whole thing of the rideshare industry is let's gamify everything every moment and keep them confused before we let the whole world know that we're taking most of the money.
I agree. What do you say, Mohammed? I mean, I commend her for going to school and driving Uber and Lyft.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. That she's trying to make extra money for her medical school. I
Yeah.
mean, I know that the pay is not the same; it's lower. Is she driving like busy hours, or
Well,
if she?
she's going to med school. I mean, so she's probably driving when she can, probably. But the commendable part is that she's actually doing it, as opposed to sitting there and complaining about it, right? So Porsche, if you do watch this at all, actually, I can get your contact from Alex. I will get in touch with you, and we should do it behind the wheel with you. Not only that, but what we should do is we should teach you how to drive so you can make your money. In fact, folks, here's a fact. This is a fact. I interviewed on Behind the Wheel a young lady from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania called Lindsay Stamp. She has a W-2. She works for an insurance company, but at her spare time, 2-3 hours a day, on weekends and almost daily, she drives Uber and Lyft. Actually, she was only driving Uber. I said, get on Lyft as well. So I interviewed her. You know what she does with that money that she makes on Uber and Lyft? She stacks Bitcoin. Every single penny she earns on Uber and Lyft, because her living is paid by her W-2. But what she does is with every dollar she makes, she buys Bitcoin. So I told her, I gave her a few tips. Guess what, guys? Her earning, and she said, I thought I was supposed to accept every chip, every offer. I go, are you out of your mind? No wonder you're not making any money. So I told her how to cherry pick. I taught her a few tricks. Her earnings have increased 45 to 60% by her cherry picking. How about that?
Absolutely. And I'm glad she learned how to do it, Sergio. And I wish we could do something like an infomercial late night to put around the world. That's the only way we're going to show all the masses that you got to cherry pick to earn and not just do these $2 trips and tell these companies that, look, stop doing this. And I call it the Suge Knight theory. It was that whole thing about Suge Knight, and that's a crazy gangster guy. He's in jail now, but he would go to different sites and everybody would feel pressure to do things. Only time they ever get pressure, Sergio, is when they know they gotta get these people moved, which is at NFL games right now, which is at the airports around the world. They can't play the game and give these little 50-cent a mile trips. They have to do it to move people. That's the press the issues thing. We can't press the issues in no cities because they get to throw out any willy-nilly number and anybody grabs it because they're hungry these days.
Yep, I agree with Mr. Gambit. Mr. Gambit is the sniper extraordinaire in Los Angeles. He's the top sniper in the city. So we have one more co-host. We have 4. I don't know how many we can have on, but I don't give a shit today, honestly. We're going to do this together. I appreciate you guys doing it with me because I didn't feel like doing it by myself. So Sabin, I know is from New York. Yes?
Yep. You guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. So welcome to the job of co-hosting Show Me the Money, episode 185. 185. Chris, I know you're not watching this, but I'm sure you're going to watch the replay. I think this is a fucking good format. I think we'll just put the drivers on and we'll just go have some apple juice and then they can do whatever the heck they want. I think it's pretty good. I think we'll just let the prisoners run the asylum.
This is what's good about it. When the community gets together and drivers like-minded understand what we're all going through. And this is our actual therapy moment, guys, every Tuesday of learning how to make money. So show up on Tuesday, guys, and learn how.
No, you know what? Seriously, Business Insider is doing an exclusive on yours truly. And we did the interviews last couple of days, and that's exactly what I said. My thought process when we started this was if you build it, they will come. And we built it, and you guys showed up in numbers, massive numbers. And, Rideshare Guy YouTube channel had 102,000 subscribers when Show Me the Money started. We just hit 228,000 in 3 years and a few months. So the growth has been there. The reason is you guys are listening, and we're listening to you, and we're trying to do the work. It's not easy, but anyway, thank you, folks. Thank you for watching us. Thank you.
Sergio,
Yeah.
what I think what happens is a lot of the newbies, they sign up. I don't know if they sign up with a referral person.
There's no more referral. There's no more referral. Why that? Mohammed, put your phone up a little bit so we can see your pretty face because your head is cut off.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. I have a.
Oh, come on. You got to be professional if you're going to host this.
I know that, but I wasn't expecting to get on.
Sabin, what's going on in New York? You guys are both in the car driving. Please drive carefully, okay? Please.
I'll tell you, Sergio. I'll tell you, if you do it this format, you put it in your car. We drive around on Saturday nights of New Year, or catch it on a New Year's Eve and drive around in different sectors of the city live and stream. I bet it would be fun.
I actually thought about that the other day. I was like, you know what? I want to do like a 24-hour marathon. Show me the money.
Right.
Get loaded up with a whole bunch of apple juice and go nuts on YouTube. And then YouTube will delete the channel. That's what it was. Anyway, Sabin, what's going on?
How are you guys? Good to see you. Just getting out of my first job, rarely doing some driving. What I was gonna say, because there's too many things that I have in my head throughout time, and I wasn't even aware of the previous points, but I saw the point with how good of a side gig this is, and the medical student, and I feel like there's something always missing, and all I want to say, this is actually the first thing I want to say, that it's just too much advertisement for these companies. I hear Uber and Lyft and the Lowe's and different states, and it's always a losing game for us. So, including the fact that it's a good side gig, it's not good for us. It's good for someone who's a medical student that already has bills to pay, such a car and a car insurance and so on, that is based on other priorities, like because you're going to school, you're going to my first job, like I do, right? But when they say go rent a car, we could barely make it nowadays with a car that you own, right? If you do full time. So it's not the side gig that is good, other than it is like an advertisement for these companies, which doesn't make sense. As a side gig, they cannot sustain their business model. So they
Sabin, I understand all you're saying, but like on your left, Mr. Gambit is in a rental, right? And he kills it. Okay, so complaining about this, we all know what the problems are. Complaining about it is not going to get us anywhere. We're all trying to survive. I think it'll be a lot more uplifting as opposed to talking about issues that we know exist, right?
Well,
I don't tell anyone to do rideshare. And in fact, as a rideshare channel, I always say, do you have a plan B? Because this is not a career, okay? You need to have a plan B, and sometimes it's not even worth doing rideshare, okay? But the other thing is, Sabin, nobody's putting a gun to anybody's head to do this. Delete the app. Nobody cares.
But what I want to say is going back to my point of advertising, right? It's either rent a car, and I know there's successful cases that's making enough money for what they in the long run, considering the hours you're putting in. So I have the best example. I have a friend that I sent you a text message. I know you don't have time to Twitter and stuff. He proved that throughout 80 years in New York City, with the rates of Washington State, right? Right now, they're very good rates, right? 66 cents a minute and 124 a mile, and because that's going down in distance, going up in time, and it makes sense more nowadays because you're, for the most part, you're always sitting in traffic. So as long as the time is increasing, it doesn't matter, they're decreasing the per mile. So these guys, I know all the ins and outs of Uber and Lyft. Uber was closed 5 years in 2021. Lyft was closed a few months back. This guy was working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, and he had a target of 500. Sometimes he wasn't making it. He was making for 8 years $3,500 a week, sometimes summing up at $15,000 a month. But he was doing 80 hours a week. And if you do the math, it's simple math. It's two jobs. So if you cut it in half, it's a 40 hours, 7,500. Then you deduct your expense, which were within.
Yeah, but okay, hold on a second. There is no other job with a W-2 entry-level job, because rideshare is pretty much an entry-level job, that you're gonna make that kind of money on your own time, whenever you turn the app on, app off, whatever. Like, I'm not defending these companies, but you have to, you know,
Sergio,
it
let me help
to
these guys out, Sergio, that don't fully understand the rideshare game, and even the veterans sometimes go, "How do you do this?" And I will help them. This is my little tidbit. I'm going to help you guys. The main thing with rideshare is this: you have to find the maximum sector payment sector in your area. Find the time to work it and work it. Don't give me this, I got to work 12-hour garbage. They love for you to say that and get out here and put in 12 hours doing garbage trips and getting pissed off. You better find the time. I don't care if it's 12 o'clock at midnight, 3 o'clock in the morning. You find the time to maximize your money and do something else. The minute you sit in that car and say, I got to put in 12 hours during the day, you're the monkey they want to drive around doing those trips, and they're going to feed them to everyone that's around.
Yeah,
So when people don't fully understand that, that's the main thing, that when they're frustrated, don't get frustrated, guys. You find this sector, I don't care if it's a bar, hospital, whatever place you got an airport, you find that area to make your money. And you maximize that and find the times to do that, and don't get frustrated. Trust me, I've been there. I know what you're going through.
So quick question. Does your friend Sabin is that friend still driving?
Yes, he doesn't even realize this guy came to the US.
Okay, so but he's still driving. Look, you're still driving, right?
Listen, I'm driving to cover the high expenses that New York City has with $5,000-6,000 commercial grade insurance and so on. Plus my car is being paid. I have a full-time job. I spend money on gas and stuff. I don't put the hours in to make the profit. So his business model was good, because the more he would work, the more he would be left after deducting all his expenses. And I appreciate he had the opportunity, and I give credit to these companies for creating such thing. But in reality, he's in New York City, he's working so much, and at the end of the day, it's not like you're wow.
Okay. Then what he should do is he should stop. He should delete Uber and Lyft, and he should go get a job, stand somewhere for $25 an hour, and let's see how he likes that with a boss on top of his head. Maybe he should do that.
He knows he's not gonna get something not even close as far as an opportunity to get him to. But right now, at the end of the day, he's out because both apps basically deactivated him after 8 years, 35,000 trips. This guy would take trips that weren't even paying to get them in middle of Times Square. It would take him 20 minutes to get in there for a 5-minute trip to make $4. Okay.
Well, all right. So, all right. I get the point. So this is what we're gonna do. New rules. Okay, new rules. Okay, we're not going to filibuster. Okay, because I don't want to boot you off, but we're not going to filibuster. So you're all my co-hosts. I'm going to keep you on the screen. We're going to go through the topics, and then I'll give you guys like 30 seconds to run your opinion on the topics, and then we'll just at the end we can open the mic for everyone on the chat, and then invite more people on. Do maybe a town hall or some shit, whatever we need to do. I don't understand the problem, Sabi. Talking about the problems is not going to solve the problem. We all have choices in life. We're all making choices ourselves. I am not in the mindset of a victim. You behave like a victim, you're always going to be taken advantage of. You're going to be a victim.
Nobody's making us do this, guys. We chose
Nobody.
to do this the minute you want to sign up.
Serge, I was a victim, and one way or the other, just like you said, at some point, the more you work, eventually something is going to get screwed. It's either
absolutely.
You get deactivated and so on. But I was victim so many times, buying cars, flipping all the gamification that you just so-called, right? Not changing rules overnight, and forget about what happens in 90% of this country, right? It's only the very few places that actually gave a little control to the drivers, like New York City and Washington State. But when I see what they pay in Jersey and in Long Island outside New York City where I live, it's literally trash or doing community
No,
service.
I understand. Look, again, I understand.
But my point is to think about also alternatives. And I don't want to give names and so on. I'm going to try and work as hard as possible, as crazy as it sounds. I know I'm just dreaming, to make Uber, because they locked my account, they deactivated me, to make this bankrupt if possible. Okay, there's gotta be alternatives. That's all I'm saying.
Well, the alternatives, I helped an alternative in the West Coast. They went bankrupt. There was a $4 billion alternative that I helped launch in Florida. They left the country, called InDrive. Alternatives to other rideshare companies have tried. They don't have the pockets. They don't have the brand identity, and they can't do it. They just can't do it.
Appreciate your efforts. That's exactly what everybody should think of and try to do, right?
No, I get it.
So,
I get you. I get you. All right. So, all right, hold on. Let's get the next topic on before I lose my train of thought. How the fuck did I do that? Like this? No, not like this. Like this? No, not like this. What the fuck? Oh, like this. Like this. All right. So, next topic we're going to talk about. You guys can see this. Uber's getting sued. Actually, not Uber. Taxi companies getting sued. You guys remember, right? When Uber showed up, taxis got all demolished, right? The medallion system and all that good stuff, right? And, well, guess what? What's happening now is that Uber put a lot of taxi cabs around the globe on the app. You can actually order a taxi cab through the Uber app as well now. In a lot of cities in the U.S., San Francisco, Atlanta, New York City, and whatever not. So taxi hailing apps accused of scheming with Uber to inflate prices. So the taxi companies actually are in bed with Uber, and now they're getting sued. There's a proposed class action filed on Monday in federal court in Manhattan, accused. These are all the companies Uber is in bed with, all the taxi companies. Curb Mobility, Flywheel Technologies, Creative Mobile Technologies, and its subsidiary Aero of violating antitrust law through a business partnership with Uber that integrated their technology into its app. Huh. I guess the taxis are learning from Uber as well how to screw the rider royally.
Yep, and they call it a little bit of price fixing there, Sergio. They price fix around a lot, and you know the sectors they do it in.
Oh, that's why antitrust and price fixing, obviously. But the taxi hailing apps stopped competing with Uber. They gave up, and then Uber said, "Yeah, we'll put you on our, we'll put you on our app as a choice for the rider." Now, the rider actually, I think, is the one that we need to wake up these days, folks, instead of the driver. So once they put the taxi apps on their app, by doing so, the defendants are claiming that they traded their growing competitive momentum for access to Uber's scale and revenue streams. The lawsuit alleged that arrangements have led to uniform or near uniform pricing between Uber rides and taxis booked using the Uber on the defendant's apps. The plaintiff, a resident of New York, asked the court to grant class action. So what's happening is that there's collusion, it seems like, between Uber and all the taxi companies that they, put on the app. And so here we go. What do you guys think about this?
Absolutely, Sergio. Let me go first. Here we go. When I came back to this thing and saw that they blended every tier and says one price fits all that we dynamically decide, that's when the taxis started making more money because their rate will be bumped up in the sector, even at the airport, to get the better money and get the ride. So when they play the game of giving the least amount of money to the Uber X drives, these are all the X rides that they offer mostly on the radar. They know they can keep that thing locked there. The next tier up will be that taxi, and the taxis, they're there by the hundreds every hour to take the overflow because people get sick of trying to get a ride knowing nobody's going to take that 50 cent a mile trip. So they'll bump it up a little bit when they run out of taxis. They know how to floodgate the riders, basically people who need to get a ride, and the people who got to take these rides, which is taxis and Ubers. So that's why they said, let's just screw tiers. They don't care if you got the best car in the world or the best taxi in the world. They just want to get you in that car to get that particular profit they need to make for every trip that they take.
Yep. Mr. Gambit has a good point there. What say you, Mohammed?
Well, I guess what do you call it? I don't know what to say. I mean, it's the taxis
You
and
don't have
Uber.
to say anything. You don't have to say anything. But
Yeah,
the point that what we do here is not fucking easy. But
yeah. No, I'm not gonna say anything because it's I knew from day one that we're screwing the taxis, and the taxis I jumped on board with Uber, so there's nothing to say. It's
okay, cool. All right. So, and Sabin, you have a 30-second comment on this topic?
Am I muted?
No, you're not. Not now.
Yeah. So it's complicated. I would have to revisit and reanalyze all the details. But it's just like a sign that it's just like no good. Like cash trips, right? That was one hot topic that I was like blew my mind. And now you're talking about same thing in New York City that you get drivers deactivated and then the Uber app.
Okay, stop it. You need to stay on topic. You need to stay on topic. Okay.
Yeah,
we can't have you filibuster. You need to stay on topic. If you have just this topic alone, like comment on the topic and move on. You can't keep into deactivation and this and that. Otherwise, I'm going to kick you off. I don't want to do that. I'm giving you a chance. So let's.
I would say.
Okay, so here's a knucklehead right here. None of these drivers sound intelligent. Hey, you, danger closest. Why don't you come on? Why don't you grab the link? The link is right here. I'm going to post the link right here. Why don't you come on? Let's see if you're so intelligent. Let's see you. Let's hear from you. Let's do that. Okay, danger closest. Let's go. Grab the link. Come on down. All right, let's go to the next topic, and then we can have a free-for-all at the end where anybody can talk about anything without filibustering. All right, next one. This is going to save you guys a lot of headache. And I know the person who works for Lyft who's spearheading this project. So Lyft is going full agentic AI, and they say that it cuts resolution times by 72% or 87% actually. So Lyft and the AWS Generative AI Innovation Center built an intent agent that helped reduce average resolution time for customer support calls by 87%. The system accesses driver information like ride history, account status, and previous interactions to provide personalized responses, Gil said. She's Amina Gil. I know her. She's a good friend. However, the real innovation is in the conversation itself. It can disambiguate vague requests, handle multi-turn exchanges, and determine whether an issue can be automated or needs human expertise. The combination of conversational intelligence and back-end workflows for routine resolutions lets Lyft immediately solve more than half of the issues while forwarding the remaining cases to specialized agent, according to Gil. Customer service was the ideal starting point for Lyft to deploy AI and its operations, according to Gil. In the past, the ride-hailing company's growth and its cost of customer support moved in lockstep. The scale of Lyft's customer support model constrained operations, which I agree. They get millions of hits every day, I'm pretty sure. Drivers were waiting for help on issues affecting their livelihood, while riders weren't getting the fast, personalized support they deserved. When generative AI matured, we recognized that agentic AI was uniquely suited to customer service. So, have you guys used this? The chat and includes the 3 drivers here on the panel. Have you guys used this? And do you guys think Lyft support has gotten better since they started using full AI? So I'll go to Mohammed first. What say you, Mohammed? Have you used the Lyft support?
I've been only driving Uber in the last 3 months, so I haven't used it. Before that, I sent a couple of issues, but first it was like a chat with with a bot, and then so someone came and answered. But so have you used it in the last 3 months?
Okay, so Token says Lyft's AI is either the dumbest system on the planet, or its behavior proves it's actively manipulating the system against the drivers, in your opinion. Okay, again, in your opinion. We respect your opinion. We will send the video of this to Amina Gill to watch, and then we'll post your comments as well. So what say you? Have you, well, you're renting, right, Mr. Gambit?
And I tell everyone this, it's another little tidbit, guys. If you're made for rideshare, your reputation of how you're raised will show the minute you take your first passenger. And if you are raised to speak back and argument with customers and fight with them and say, not in my car continuously, just know you're going to most likely be deactivated. Your clue to being a good driver is, if a person's giving you a hard time, let's picture how to get them out of your car as fast as possible without fighting. And the minute you say,
but have
I
you
need to fight with you.
But the topic is Lyft's agentic AIs are supposedly cutting support calls.
But what they're doing, Sergio, they're doing the same thing that Uber did back in the day. Uber would give you 3 chances in their system. Their system would flag every driver that did 3 boo-boos in a matter of the first 90 days of them doing it. Those 3 boo-boos can get you, back in the old days, you'd be eliminated. So the main thing to not get a boo-boo, and I know what that's what probably Lyft says, okay, we got drivers who are just getting boo-boos. Maybe they're innocent boo-boos, but basically don't get the freaking boo-boos. Try not to do the boo-boos. Say, look, let me go ahead and do this job, try to make this money and move on. If you're a person who has a job and you go to a W-2 and fight with at least 2 or 3 people at the job, don't go to jobs to try to fight with people you work with. Basically, it will automatically, AI, Sergio, probably that's what it's testing and looking at. When you said history, that's the key of going back and saying, is this a problem driver?
Here's my last question that I'm going to ask you kindly, to all of you who are on the panel. Can we just, if we don't know anything about the topic, can we just say, I don't understand, we don't know anything about the topic, and move on? Because introducing different topic into this topic is just going to piss Chris off, because when he cuts these videos to put it on the channel, he's going to go like, we can't do this shit. So let's stay on the topic. At the end, we can have a free-for-all. At the moment, we're sticking to topics. Sabin, have you tried Lyft support?
I've tried it rarely, and I would say they're all incentivized to improve, and I do believe that is getting better throughout time. But what they should be aware of is that there's always going to be glitches in their improvement, which I do believe that's the intent, and they don't mean anything wrong with shifting strategies here. It's benefiting everybody, themselves and drivers. I do believe that, but they're not.
I actually agree with you. My last 2 cents on this: AI is always learning, and they're training these AI models. I don't think they can do worse than if you call Philippines, because those people over there have no goddamn idea what they're talking about.
But I tell you one example. Maybe they're gonna listen to this call. Lately, repeatedly, the verification process just fails all the time. I have to do it 3 times, 4 times.
Okay.
So that was one reason I got deactivated for Uber in 2021, because they use all this third party.
Okay, that's
and
nothing
it goes
to do with the topic. That has nothing to do. You keep bringing back to this up. There's nothing to do with this. Okay, so I'm gonna boot Danger closest, because he keeps talking some nonsense. So for 10 minutes, you're gone, sir. Behave yourself. So that's that topic. And last before the open letter, which I'm going to talk about, is so Uber is treating PhDs just like drivers these days. So what does Uber do? So if you guys look at the date of this article written by Alex Bitter of Business Insiders, November 4th. So Uber says Uber is offering AI gigs for PhDs as it becomes a platform for work, Dara said. Uber is more than a ride-hailing app, platform for work, CEO said. Last month, Uber said it would pilot digital tasks, a way for users to make money training AI. Koshashai said some of the roles are geared toward PhDs. Great. So a lot of PhDs applied. They even got headhunted. And they got hired. But guess what? So remember the date? November 4th, 2025? Okay. Next one. November 26th, 22 days later, Uber headhunted PhDs to join Project Sandbox. After a month, it said their AI training contracts were over. So all these PhDs got deactivated, folks, because they're independent contractors. They were hired as independent contractors. So I was talking to Alex the other day. I said, oh, now they feel what drivers are feeling. They got deactivated. Uber told some AI contractors on Monday that their services are no longer needed. Uber had recruited the workers to train AI under Project Sandbox. By the way, folks, every project at Uber has a nickname. Do you guys know what the nickname is for Advantage versus Standard? I'll tell you guys what it is because I know. You know what it is, Mr. Gambit?
You got to tell me because I'm always weird that advantage. The minute you said advantage and disadvantage, I'm like, okay, that's what it should be because I don't
Advantage
understand
versus Standard. Do you know what it is, folks?
what is it?
It's Project Dora. Have you heard of the Dora the Explorer?
Dora the
Yeah.
Explorer, right?
No, I'm not joking. It is
So-
from that. Dora the Explorer. It's Project Dora, Advantage versus Standard. There you go. So what do you guys say about this? That the PhDs are getting deactivated by Uber now because they go like, yeah, after 22 days, we go, okay, we don't need you. We're going to dump all this to our drivers because we're going to put it in the app. They can make an extra buck for
I'm gonna tell you
labeling
what
AI
they did,
now.
Sergio. They took all the feedback, put it in the database, crunched it, and says, okay, thank you, folks. We've already enhanced the knowledge of it, and we don't need your brains anymore.
Yep, that's what they did. And then I told Alex, I go, well, welcome to the driver's world. That's what happens to us all the time. You know what I mean? That's what happens. That's what happens.
Thank
But,
you. What else
And
is new?
imagine here's a smart guy who basically got all that education, Sergio, and then somebody said you're not wanted.
yeah, absolutely. So what do you say, Mohammed? The PhDs are getting deactivated by Uber now.
What else is new? You know, we have seen it for the last 10 years with Uber and Lyft.
Yeah. Well, I think this is not unusual in the driver world, and that's what we're doing. Yeah.
But Sergio, I'll tell you the key. The drivers that have been doing it like me and you know what's good for Uber is that they've kept quality drivers on that platform to enhance that company.
Yes.
Worldwide.
In fact, I have some wonderful articles coming up. Plug to our free newsletter on the Rideshare Guy. It's free. Okay. www.rideshareguy.com. I had 5 came up last month. I have 4 finishing December. Please go check them out. It's free. There's nothing to it. One of the articles talks about that, Mr. Gambit. One of the articles talks about what you just mentioned.
We're the best ambassadors this company could ask for, Sergio. You know that. They know that. No matter what you say about them, they know you're one of the best ambassadors because no matter what, they're in the news no matter what.
Yeah, good, bad, sideways, they're in the news, buddy. Yep. So last topic, and not the least, and then we're going to have a free-for-all. In fact, I have to turn my phone on because the print on this is too small. So, as you guys know, I started a petition and wrote an open letter to Uber and Lyft CEOs, and more than 1,000 people signed it so far. But what I would like is I would like to get 10,000 signatures for this petition minimum. It's on change.org, and with your indulgence, folks, I am going to read the open letter for you guys because I'm gonna read it on my phone because the screen is too small. And then please go, if you do agree with it, please go sign it and post it on your Facebook page or up.net or whatever you are as a driver, because I think it's an important thing. I know the back end of the work of this that I'm doing, so I need your support with this. Okay. Here we go. All right. Dear Dara Khosrowshahi and David Richard, as both Uber and Lyft celebrate increasing stock prices, expanding profitability, and billions in investor returns, there is no better moment to recognize the people who made that success possible, your drivers. Every trip, every passenger, and every milestone your companies have achieved has been powered by millions of individuals who kept the wheels turning through pandemics, inflation, and shifting market forces. Drivers absorbed rising gas prices, maintenance costs, and declining earnings, all while keeping your platforms alive and growing. Now, Uber shares are at an all-time high, while the company is buying back billions of dollars of stock and investing heavily in new ventures and autonomous vehicle partnerships. Lyft has stabilized, and its shares have doubled in a year. That's all good news for your investors. But there is one key group that has yet to feel the benefits of this success: the people behind the wheel. Surely a fraction of that could be directed back to the drivers who made these milestones possible. Imagine the impact, not just financially, but symbolically, of announcing a $1 billion thank you bonus to be distributed to active drivers, specifically in the US and worldwide. It is not charity, it's recognition. It's an acknowledgement that real people created real value. And without drivers' blood, sweat, and tears, Uber would not be an S&P 500 company with an astounding 250 billion market capitalization. The same spirit that led Uber and Lyft to share rewards with drivers when they went public could once again send a clear message. We see you, we value you, we succeed together, let's share the wealth. With autonomous vehicles on the horizon and the industry evolving, now is the moment to rebuild trust, strengthen loyalty, and ensure that drivers feel like true partners in the future of mobility, not just temporary labor while technology catches up. Your companies are in rare position of strength. Use this moment not just to reward shareholders, but to honor the drivers who carried you here. Without drivers, there is no Uber and Lyft. In Uber's case, $1 billion invested in gratitude would return tenfold in goodwill, retention, and brand legacy. Sincerely, the drivers who built the rideshare economy and the millions who still make it move every day. So, a lot of you commented saying they won't do shit without knowing what's going on in the background. That's fine. Negative Nellies are going to be negative Nellies, and I really don't pay too much attention because I'm not negative. But when Jeremy was on about 3 weeks ago from Lyft, I mentioned this to him as well, that, how about replacing incentives with some stock? How about a one-time, like they did during the IPO period, give drivers some shares who have maybe some seniority? How about, instead of putting out ridiculous quests and, ride challenges, how about we do it in shares? How about we get some skin in the game? How about we do all this? And in fact, there's an article, my last article talks about that, the ups and the downs of paying drivers with shares so we can become their true partners. So I'm asking you kindly, please go sign the petition. It's on our community page. It's on change.org. You can search it there or go to our community page. The link is there. All you have to do is go sign the petition. And please post it everywhere you can so other drivers will sign it, whoever agree with it. So, anyway, so we're free now, guys. Now we can do the filibustering you want, but Sabine took off and the other one took off. So let me post the link again. For about 20 minutes, we're going to have a free-for-all. And whoever wants to grab the link and come on, and whatever opinions you have, please show up. There's the link, folks, right there. So we have 20 minutes. So what's going on? So let's talk some shit, Mr. Gambit.
Amen for the open forum there, Sergio. I'm telling you, man, the holidays and this getting in the spirit a little bit, teaching us a lesson. And if you're a businessman and you got the businessman hat on, everybody knows they got to figure out how to make that extra cheese so they can put up under the Christmas tree. Because if you don't have that extra cheese, you're not going to want to go out and spend that money. But I did notice the first week, Sergio, the parking lots were packed. People were shopping. Shelves were full. So the dollar has to be stronger. People are spending on plastic right now. One of the others happening. Something's going on. We'll know in February or March.
Well, they spent on Black Friday, they spent $9.1 billion and just on Black Friday, and that was 88.7% higher than last year. But the biggest increase in the BNPL meaning buy now, pay later, it's like a layaway plan at Kmart we used to have. That's what they're doing, and that's a horrible thing to do, because I talk about that on my finance channel quite a bit. If you're going to do BNPL, a lot of people are using BNPL now to buy their groceries, which is unbelievable. That's where the economy is at. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not against debt at all, by the way, but manage debt, obviously, number one. Number two, if you have a major purchase like a refrigerator or whatever, you can use BNPL, but please, for God's sake, do not miss a payment on those.
Don't miss, or get it paid off right away. Figure out how you're going to get it paid off as fast as possible. Don't just get it and say, I'm going to spend 2 years trying to pay it off.
Yeah, if you do miss a payment on those, you are absolutely reamed up, you know what?
Yep.
So badly with a 40 to 50% interest rate. That's like missing a payment, or more importantly, that's like carrying a balance on your credit card.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Float the bank's money for 30 days. It's free, folks. It's free. Making a difference. What's happening?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Can you hear me? Thank you, Sergio. I definitely appreciate
you came and you left, and then you came back. So welcome to Show Me the Money.
One of your biggest fans, man. I've been supporting you from the beginning. I don't always agree with you, but I'm crazy about you as a character. And thank you, everybody, for letting me on the panel. Appreciate all you guys.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Amen,
Well,
man.
look,
Happy
you know what?
holidays.
The civilized societies exist. We are not the Middle East, because we can discuss.
Hey! No, don't get personal.
I'm not getting personal. We are not Shias and Sunnis killing each other for stupid reasons. We just discuss things calmly.
I know that.
Guys,
we agree to disagree. We're all adults.
I know that.
You
Sergio, there was a protest here in Dearborn 2 weeks ago.
About
and it was mostly for show. So go ahead, continue, please. I'm just messing with you. Don't get personal.
No, I know. Actually, I like your beard, by the way. You getting ready for Santa Claus, or what's happening?
Well, I do every year for the last, I think, 4 or 5 years. I do the November beard.
Okay.
And sometimes I also do the December also.
So Muhammad Santa is what we're going to call you now for the next month or so?
Yes.
Absolutely. It's okay.
I like that quite a
bit.
No
problem.
I like that.
Actually call me Baba Noel.
Baba Noel. That's right. We say, Noel Baba. There you go. Exactly. I know what
Baba Noel.
All right. That's our Santa. So, if you come on next time, we want to see you in the Santa outfit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, I'll try.
Yeah. Okay, so this guy still doesn't know what's going on. Buddy, I put the link up. Why don't you grab the link and come on? What do you mean, what the hell is going on? We're having a party. We got nothing else to do. Just shoot the shit for the next 20 minutes.
Yep, he's saying that we don't know what we're talking about. I love to see guys tell me their game and says, I'm better than you, because I don't never tell people I'm better than anybody. This guy got his thing. Please tell me what you're doing, my man. I want to see what you're doing.
Forget about that shit, bro. So, making a difference. What city are you in?
Coming to you live from Las Vegas. Much love to everybody. Don't celebrate holidays. It's okay. And I want to say much love to everybody coming to you live from Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. How's business in Las Vegas? I hear business is not that great in Las Vegas.
Yeah. A lot of stuff you see on social media is true. And this is the only 20 minutes. I just want to go in real quick and share with everybody this. A lot of people have grounds for complaint, okay? In business, successful entrepreneurs, business is about making solutions, not excuses. Now, everybody here has valid complaint for excuses. I'm not saying, but there's opportunities that are available now that aren't going to be available to us within the next probably 2 to 3 years. The world is going to change. And that's because of AI, okay? We all know this. But it's like there's a lot of opportunity available in terms of learning skills. It's easy to learn a skill. You don't have to go to college. You can literally learn skills at home with cheap courses and change your financial future. And so financial literacy is important. So I hear a lot of...
Hey, hold on. What's your name, by the way? What is your actual name?
Oh, yeah, Lee is my name.
Lee. Okay, you just said something that hit me in the chest right here. You just said financial literacy, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do
like what you promote.
you follow my finance channel?
Yes, I have followed it before, and I
No, not
appreciate
before.
how
See,
you
now
talk.
you're bullshitting me. I can tell because it's only a month and a half old. So
Yeah,
listen, let's join forces. Let's join forces here.
yeah,
Because
right.
my goal with the finance channel is
Yeah.
financial literacy for the
Yes,
gig worker, all the way from elementary school all the way to college kids. Because financial literacy is shit in the United States.
exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
Sergio, I'm telling you right now, I
Exactly. I agree.
want 2026. I'm giving you 6 months to get a rideshare REIT put together. So when we talk about finances, we're going to give a person a place to put $10 at. Say, look, put some money in this REIT, and we're going to make sure, just like a real estate REIT, that you're going to be able to make something off of this rideshare game. There's things in this world, Sergio, that I know you can do. You got your financial hat on. I'm putting you up to do this for us.
I'm taking full responsibility. In fact, I'm not going to say much about that, but I'm working on it literally every single day.
Okay.
And it's called an MIT, by the way. It doesn't come from Massachusetts Institute of Technology. MIT is called Mobility Investment Trust. So we're working on it. We're trying to figure out all the kinks. As soon as Elon fucking comes out with that Gullwing 2-seater RoboCab, first order to Elon is going to be from my group. I go like, we want to buy a whole bunch of these things. And then the next one is going to be calling Dara and David and go, can we put these like few hundred cars on your network so we can make some money while we're asleep? So that's what we're going to do. But I'm working on it. I will not disappoint you, Mr. Gambit.
All right. Okay.
So financial literacy is something close, near and dear. By the way, if that's going to be the last thing before I leave this space, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it for the driver community. And again, I'm giving you guys hints because there's a whatever on Business Insiders. You guys will see the past, the present, and the future. I am not going to leave the community and just take off with my tail between my legs because this is a tiring job, by the way. But what I'm going to do is that I'm going to make sure the community has skin in the game. And a lot of you, I know you guys are stuck, feel stuck, but what Lee said is correct. AI is going to take over. 28% is the unemployment rate in the newly college graduated cohort. Okay, that's a massive number.
Yep.
So college is bullshit. Forget college.
Yes.
Go to trade school. Go to trade school. Learn how to do shit with your hands.
Yes.
Unless you're going to be some specialist, don't go like study anthropology or some other shit that you're just not going to get paid. We need a complete revamp of the student loan situation in this country. There's no reason for any kid to come out of college with $250,000 in debt before they're not going to be able to pay that until they're 60 with the job that they're going to get if they get a job. So long story short, financial literacy, please, all of you, please help me with this. Let's educate the gig worker first. Let's educate the gig worker first. Because
no problem. Let me just say this, my brother. Yes. On top of everything you just said, exactly on point. College has already failed. We're living in a time where a lot of these industries are being turned upside down, and we see the truth for what it is, which is a good thing. But there's a lot of opportunity right now. You can literally learn and become an AI expert at home within 2 months and start your own company on one of them and change your whole financial situation. It's really a mindset.
Guys,
it's really a mindset because
of what goes on. This is what you got to learn sometimes. Get out of that comfort zone. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to scare you guys with this little one word now. If you want to try coding, why don't you guys go ahead and download Python and then get a little book on Python programming. Learn a little bit about coding, guys. If you've never done it, it's the most fun thing you can learn. If you never learn how to do it, and don't get afraid. Get out of that comfort zone and learn something new for 2026.
Yeah. There's so much easy game. It's now you don't even got to be a coder now. Just go to Lovable. And just all you gotta do is prompt. It makes you apps. It codes. It makes you digital tools that solve problems. Now you can put subscription behind them and sell them. It's so easy now. It's just hard to change our mindset and actually dedicate ourselves to learn something new. So I want to say this, okay, that in the next 2 to 3 years, about 40% of the job market is going to be gone, okay, in terms of what we know about it right now. Okay. And the positive side is that you can literally learn something at home and buy a few good courses in AI, okay? And you can start making money, a lot more money, and started making $10,000 a month because there's a worldwide shortage of AI experts. And that expert is not really an expert, okay? It's just somebody that knows the basics of AI that you can literally learn in 4 weeks to 6 weeks, depending on how much time you put to it. And you can change your financial life like that because there's a lot of opportunity now that's available in order to make a lot better living and have a lot more financial stability. The only challenge is you just got to learn and sacrifice. I remember I got fired from my last job, which was a long time ago for a while. And I said to myself, you know what? All this time I'm putting in other people's company. I've never put time into myself. And just learn. I'm not a college guy. I'm not a classroom guy. I'm the dumbest person on this panel. I'm not academically smart. I'm a slow learner. And I did it. And I love how it started something, a whole new thing in me. So and so my advice that is now is to take advantage of the opportunity that's already here and try not to subject yourselves to all this corporate exploitation that's going on. And I'm sympathetic, so I understand all your complaints. You all have valid offer complaints. However, I would like to be the voice of reason and positivity and encouragement, and encourage you guys to just start looking on YouTube. Get some courses online, easy courses you can learn in 3 weeks or 4 weeks. A lot of things are available.
Okay. I hope you're practicing. Look, Lee, I hope you're practicing while you're preaching. My hat off to you if you're doing it. One of the reasons, okay, now as facetious as they may be, one of the reasons the driver community is always behind the 8 ball is this type of thing, right? Okay.
Yes.
Elias, I'm hoping you're being facetious. And even if you're not being facetious, there are people here. Grab the link and show up, and let's see your ideas about all of this. So this one says this starting sounds like an infomercial. And then a gentleman I respect quite a lot because wait, there is more. I don't understand these points, but Lee is here talking about his experiences and trying to do the best for himself. There's no reason for this kind of dumb shit commentary that you guys are putting up, honestly. Because, and then here's another one. Infomercial for dummies. This is one of the reasons that driver community cannot get together and falls on their faces constantly.
I call them crap.
And when they do fall on their faces, all they do is point the finger. They go, "Oh, wow, this, and that." So, and that's another reason you all are driving Uber and Lyft, because you don't want to be like Lee, who wants to get out of the rat race and do something for himself. And with disrespect, quite literally, disrespectfully, you guys are putting this infomercial bullshit commentary.
Yep, never be that crab in the bucket,
so,
guys. When somebody
I put the link up. Come on and get shredded. I'm more than willing to shred you. But if you don't want to come on, and this kind of commentary, how discouraging is that for a guy like Lee who's trying to better his life and get out of this garbage business that's called rideshare, right? But it is what it is.
It's okay, you guys. I have respect for everybody. Thank you, Sergio. I appreciate it. I have respect for everybody, though. I don't
respect anybody that disrespects me. I'm all world. You get respect, you give respect, you get respect. You don't give respect.
Everybody gotta want to get out of that bucket, guys. If people don't figure out how to get out of this bucket,
respect.
Don't be at the crap. Pull everybody else down with you.
This is the thing. It's like this. I can see that a lot of people all across the board are subject to corporate exploitation right now. Okay. And that's a real thing. And at the end of the day, if you go back and you look at the .com area, all the ones that got in the .com area, all they had to do was think of a domain, and they literally sold the domain and became millionaires. And the only difference is that they were the first ones to get into it. Now think of a domain, LA.com, LosAngeles.com, or Vegas.com. All that stuff's already taken, right? And so that same opportunity, okay, is here right now. No matter, I don't care how old you are, how young you are, male, female, the opportunity is the same all across the table. So I would say to just start investing in yourself, and then And like my man said, get out of your comfort zone, start searching online,
can't.
start using
They
the internet
can't.
more effectively,
You know, look,
and
they
to
can't.
learn.
Lee, they cannot. Hey, that's the problem with rideshare. It's number one, it's addicting. You're making money, and they all complain, but they're still doing it. Number two is they just can't, because it's a comfortable thing to do. It's an easy thing to do. People don't want to think outside the box. People don't want to push themselves. All they do is yuck, being keyboard warriors and talk about shit. You got to get out there and do it. And I say this million times, and
right,
I'm saying it publicly on YouTube now. You are in charge of your own financial future.
Yes.
Uber
That's
is
why I
not
like what you say,
responsible. Lyft is
Sergio,
not
because you keep it
responsible.
real.
DoorDash is not responsible for you.
That's
Delete the
Uber,
fucking
Lyft.
app. Delete. You know what? Delete the app. Delete the app.
Didn't make you buy the car. Didn't make you buy the fancy car.
Delete the app,
Make you buy
and
the
then we'll talk
$100,000
about it.
SUV. None of that. Everybody did it
Anyway.
on their own accord.
Yeah,
Thank you for your time, you guys. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, Sergio. Keep doing what you're doing. You guys, thank you, everybody.
Keep it up. Listen, keep it up. Do the
guys,
best
wish you all the
life.
best.
You're in charge of your own future. Don't anybody let you tell anything else. Okay.
Oh, thank you so much. Wish you all the best, everybody. Much love to everybody.
You
all right,
take
you
care,
guys
man.
take it easy.
You take care.
Sergio, what I want to say is, like, I'm a moderator on one of the Facebook groups. So every once in a while, I post something about like a major event, and this is to help other drivers. There might be like 20,000 people coming, and I post it on Facebook, and people they're cussing me as, oh, now everybody's gonna be there. Well, there's 20,000 people. I wish I can drive the 20,000 people by myself, but I can't. So this is for other. In other words, if you got something beneficial to help other drivers, do it or say it. If not, just if it doesn't, but if you have no business with it, just leave it alone. Don't comment. Don't.
I want all the
man.
drivers.
Look, we're in 2025. Everybody's a keyboard warrior, right? Everybody has some shit going on, and to me, the utmost disrespect is everybody's trying to survive on this planet. Period.
Yeah.
No ifs and buts about it. We all are in our own ways. I have tough days. You have tough days driving. I have tough days trading. Look, but the point I'm trying to make is it's up to an individual of how their life turns out. Yes, there are some people down on their luck and they need help and whatever not. I get that part. But in most cases, the United States has become a complaining victimhood society. Oh, it's always somebody else's fault. It is not anybody else's fault. Yes, in some cases, it is somebody else's fault in some violent crime or whatever. But in most cases, you have a radar on top of your head, and you come to a fork on the road. You got to take, hopefully you make the right decision, go to the right side. That gives you whatever you desire in life. But then what we do today is we just sit and complain and complain and complain, and things are going to change. Nothing will change.
Nope.
You are in charge of yourself. And after that, well, thank you, Mohammed. So we're looking forward to seeing you in a Santa Claus outfit.
Hopefully, I will.
It's been good, Sergio. I'm telling you, man. Thank
I
you.
will.
We need to do this more often, my man.
Thank you.
It's been fun. Absolutely.
Sergio, one last thing.
Okay.
I'm renting a Kia Niro EV from Avis.
Okay.
Now, this past whole week, the charging has been horrible because it's very cold.
Okay.
I can't get the charging above like sometimes 23 kilowatts in an hour.
Okay.
So what did I do yesterday? When I was going to the charging station, I put the heat on full blast.
Yeah.
Like, it goes up to 5 or 6. I put the heat on full blast. When I got there, it started charging at 51 kilowatts.
Okay.
So because a lot of people are having problems with the Kia Niro, and no one has an answer for it. Yesterday, as I said, I turned the heat on full blast. While I was going over there, it started charging at 51 kilowatts in an hour.
There you go. You guys learned something. If you drive an EV in a frozen state, that's what you have to do for it to charge faster.
Yes.
And my advice, if you're in one of those frozen states, move to a warmer state.
Well, no, I mean, I love Michigan.
I'm used to
All
the
right,
weather.
Mohammed, Allah Akbar. I'll see you later. Thank you.
Allah Akbar. Thank you. Peace out, everybody. Stay
Okay,
safe,
hold
and
on.
hope
And
to
then we're
see
gonna say
you.
goodbye to Mr. Gambit properly. So
Okay,
hold on.
man. Take care, Sergio, man. Let me get busy. Have a good one, guys.
All
Take
right, where
care.
are you going now? What are you at LAX, Mr.
I'm at
Gambit? What's
LAX, man.
happening?
I got to put in this EV trip to get this EV money. That $210 matters every month.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you for coming on. Thank you for hanging out.
All right, buddy.
I don't know. I think it was pretty good actually for the first
It was.
one.
Yeah, we definitely can do this every other month. We should do this and let Chris know that we'll bring everybody on and let's see exactly how we can do it. Let's do a little conference and ask him how many
Yeah,
we
I
can put
think
in.
so. I think maybe I'll just swing it by myself instead of Chris.
Okay.
Just me and drivers, and we shoot the shit. We'll talk about whatever we want to talk about.
Absolutely. That sounds good, man. All right. Thanks a lot, Sergio.
All right,
Take care, buddy.
Mr. Gambit. Stay safe out there.
I will. Take care.
All right, folks. What happened, Steph? You didn't show up. All talk. Anyway, much appreciated. Thank you for joining. I know it was a little helter-skelter, but we'll figure that out pretty soon. I do like this format, you know? As long as you guys don't come filibuster and try to change topic when we're on topic, because I hate that. I think we can do this. I think we really can do this. I'll think about it. What else is going on? Not much else. Anything else? Any other suggestions? Well, all I hope is you had a great Thanksgiving. Hopefully, you made some money. I hope you're healthy. Rideshare is not end all be all. Figure out your financial future is in your own hands. Start investing. Don't you ever tell me that you don't have money to invest. The one extra trip a day, like Mr. Matt in Boston said, you finish your shift, one extra trip a day, open an account, start dumping that money into an index fund. And all this, by the way, all the articles, in fact, yesterday, the 12th article on my blog came out. It's a free newsletter. Please go subscribe to the free newsletter. You will learn a lot. You will learn about the power of compounding. You will learn about Rule of 72. You will learn about fractional shares. To start investing, you don't need a lot of money. You can invest $5, $10, $20, $50, $100, whatever it is at a time. And lo and behold, in a few years, that money will start growing with the power of compounding. It's like a little snowball will become an avalanche. I am telling you, folks, I know finance more than I know anything else in the world. And you must invest because your government is absolutely screwing you. You cannot keep pace with what Uber and Lyft are paying you. You cannot keep pace with a W-2 because your buying power is being reduced by 6, 7, 8% per year. Unlike the government says it's 2%. It's not. It's a lot more than that. You know, when you go buying something, you know how much more you're paying. So you need to invest, just like the top 10 do. What they do, they invest every dollar. By the way, did you all know that Warren Buffett, the legendary investor, made all his billions after the age of 60? Did you guys know that? Yeah. There's an article about that. Go read it. Go educate yourself. It's free. Go subscribe. I'm not selling you anything. I just want you to learn as a gig worker. I want you to have a budget. I want you to understand. I want you to save some money for a rainy day and start investing. Because if you don't invest, don't come blaming anybody else. What else is going on? I'll answer some more comments. Dude Gigger says, Sergio, let's go with Piers Morgan top panel discussion every week. Keep it fresh, bring new personality every. Well, see, this is the problem. Most people don't show up. They're just keyboard warriors. You know, I will keep him on topic and I'll boot you, but I don't know about garage, this and that. All I'm telling you is, as long as you guys are civil, as long as you guys stay on topic, we can do anything. But when you get out of shape, I'll boot you. Oh, BTW video? I don't know where that is. I'll Well, all you guys have to do is go to the channel and go to podcasts, and you guys will see her picture and mine. She's doing amazing work. She's driving Uber and Lyft and stacking Bitcoin. It should be a rap battle. That's interesting. You know, there's this new channel that I posted on X, all their rap songs about Uber. I think they posted 4 so far. I know it's done by AI, but it's done really well. Have you guys seen that? If you do follow me on X, you can go see it in my post. Yeah, they've done really, really good work. They've done really good work. There you go. See what I mean? You don't have to, you know, you're always like, I don't know, talking down on yourself, to yourself. You need like fucking more confidence. Sergio is now the market. I am always a capitalist. Always been a capitalist. I was on Wall Street for 26 years. Always a capitalist. The alternative is garbage. Always a capitalist. But I'm a fair capitalist. I'm not a vulture capitalist. There's a difference. Venture capitalist, vulture capitalist, and a capitalist that cares. Because I've made my money. I don't give a shit. I'm just doing this for fucking trying to educate you folks. I am a capitalist. Always going to be a capitalist. The best system on the planet. Go get your share, though. Don't be a victim. Go get your share. It's up to you. Up to you. You gotta do it. You gotta do it, folks. Well, if you did subscribe, you already learned a lot. If you have the patience to read an article for about 3-4 minutes, that's all we're keeping it at, you have a leg up on 80% of the Uber drivers out there who have no clue how to save money, how to do a budget. You're the spreadsheet lady. You should know this shit, right? Okay, do a spreadsheet with your investments now. Get addicted to investing. Does anyone have experience? No, Lyft would actually suspend you. You're lucky you didn't get suspended. Not reduce your ride request. They'll suspend you directly. I've been in an accident with Lyft. I got re-rented. They suspended me until the car was fixed. I don't know what 90% is. I'm just going through some more comments. Is that just some time to kill? Okay. I met MJ Smith Group, actually, in Tampa. Let me simplify for rideshare drivers. Get whatever licenses, permits, etc. that are required in your market to legally do private ride. See, you're stuck in a box. Is that all you know how to do? Just drive people around? How long can you do that? I get it. Great. I hope you're doing it, because you definitely make more money than Uber and Lyft. But, you know, how long can you do that? How long can you drive? Right? Start investing. Your money will grow without you while you're sleeping. I have always said that. Yeah. Yeah, you have to. Yeah. Physically, mentally, the activations, all that thing. How long can you do it? You can't do it. Then what? I don't know if I haven't figured out what we're talking about all this time. And here's this one. We need a strike. How many of those have you been involved with, and how many of those have worked? Those don't work. Those do not work. Yeah. I've been to at least a dozen. You have 30 drivers that show up. Independent contractors don't strike. Can't strike. Now, if you're in California, you could be part of a union. Pay your union dues, and then you can strike maybe. And then the app will feed all the non-striking independent contractors all the trips. Yeah. You guys make the post talking about striking and following day. You guys turn on that. Yeah, I agree. Strikes don't work. Strikes don't work, folks. Wow. Talk about a veteran. Talk about a veteran. Oh, you were the one we're going to do it behind the wheel with. I'm scheduling it. You'll hear from me shortly. And then I don't Uber to make a living. Beautiful. Don't talk shit about other people, though. Respectful, my man. I answered that. Yes, I am. I've always been a capitalist. Never been a socialist. Never asking for fucking handouts. Go get it, man. Go get it. It's all for the taking. No. You still can't replace humans, but we are thinking of doing avatars of ourselves and doing videos with our avatars. You know, it's a possibility. I'm using Gemini 3.0, the paid version. The video capabilities of that just now is insane. 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 Crazy. Sergio is scheming to replace Chris. Chris is unreplaceable. Irreplaceable. I'm replaceable. I don't think Chris is. This format can work, but you definitely get people on topic. Yeah, well, you know, the other thing is we don't have to have a topic. You know, we had done about 6 months into Show Me the Money, we had done a town hall. We did it for small cities and large cities. We did 2, actually. I found drivers in small cities, and then we talked about it. It was pretty good. I think we may do something like that again. A town hall. All right. I hope you are not serious about any of that, because if you are, I hope you're not. I met you in person. I'm hoping you're not. But it's your choice, though. Like I said, it's your choice to drive. It's your choice to not drive. It's your choice to buy lotto tickets with all the extra money you make. It's all your choice. I ain't gonna stop you. I do my best. I try my best. Thank you, Oscar. Okay. Yeah, that's what we're getting in Los Angeles. So maybe time to move on. Not necessarily. Not everybody likes doing deliveries. I like it, certainly, but not everybody likes doing deliveries. They like having people in the car, and just like you probably don't like having people in your car, and you like deliveries more. It's all market dependent, really. You can't say that just because you're doing that there. You know, plus you may not have a car that could be allowed on the platforms. So that's a fact. They don't get sick. They do blow a tire probably here and there, and they don't get called in sick. They don't work with a schedule. The robots also, 100%. Yeah. Get multiple income streams and start investing. What do I say about sports betting? What do I say? It's gambling. What else is there to say? It's gambling. You can gamble on 2 raindrops going down your windshield. Please don't tell me that you crack the code and you make sense and you can handicap games better than Vegas does. So yeah, it's gambling. Go for it. If that's your entertainment or pastime, sure. All the money you lost in gambling in your life, you could have invested and you would have an amazing nest egg by now, though. My point. I don't know what that means. Person yellow, podium blue. Don't know what that means. There you go. As it should be. Yeah. Just make a couple $100, invest, save. Don't blow the money though. Don't go spend it on some stupid shit. Thank you for your service, sir. Yeah, sure. It's flexible. You can do an hour. In what world can you go to your job and tell your boss after 2 hours, oh, I'm leaving now? They'll go like, don't let the door hit you on the way out. There are so many. I don't know which one you're talking about. Are you talking about the settlement talks? They're still in settlement talks. There are a lot of lawsuits against Uber. So say I wanted to start investing today, what kind of account do I open in here? Well, go to www.sergioavadian.com and start reading the articles. It'll tell you. You can go Robinhood, you can go Schwab, you can go Interactive Brokers, you can go Webull, you can go unlimited sources. But if you like gamification and if you're not going to do serious stuff, Robinhood is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And then go read the articles. You'll learn. Subscribe to the free newsletter. I'm here to educate you. LA is slowly being taken over by fleets. When you make a reservation for an airport ride, it gets instantly grabbed by Alto. Yeah, Alto was in bed with Uber. They failed. That was a failed model. Vertically integrated business model. Employees as opposed to independent contractors. They were going to be the Uber killer. Nobody can kill Uber. Nobody can touch Uber. At 14 p.m. Eastern is still going strong. No, this is not the marathon. I have to go pick up my son. There will be a marathon, though. I'm thinking of doing one. Maybe 12 hours. Yeah, Robinhood is fantastic. I have a small Robinhood account. It's very easy. UI is super easy. Very friendly. You can't F it up, basically, Toby. Steph, you have a link. Why don't you post your link? It doesn't matter. I have a link, but it doesn't matter. Use your link. Don't you have a link, Steph? Yeah. Well, you don't have to listen to me. There are many, but then there is also a lot of bullshit on YouTube and the internet that once they steer you wrong, they're gonna steer you wrong. So I agree. No, the cough is allergies, and it just gives me like post-nasal drip, and it goes into my chest, and I don't know. Absolutely. Go download the app and do an extra trip a day and put it all in there. Put it in an index fund. Go read the articles. Go to the website and subscribe to the free newsletter. And there's a lot to read. You'll learn quite a bit. And they're written in a way to easily understand because finance could be boring and intimidating mostly. Uber is corrupt now. Uber has always been corrupt. It's not now. They have a job. Their job is to push their stock price up. You could have invested in Uber at 23 when upfront fares came up 2.5 years ago. Stock is almost 100. Nobody said you can't invest. Doesn't make you a cheater. How much you make day trade today? I don't day trade. No day trader can make money. They're full of shit. Day trading is like 50-50 coin toss at best. I haven't met a successful day trader over long periods of time. You can't make money day trading. And some people are going to say, yeah, I make money day trading. Yeah. Mr. Meg, financial literacy summary. Don't save what's left after you spend, but spend what's left after you save. I agree. Good one. Good one. Stop yawning. I still got to start my shift. I wasn't yawning. People have to do it. People have to want to do it. People they have to have the will to do it. Oh, come on, Josh. Please stop with that. Please stop with that. How many times? You can win a sports betting every day if you are bet. Please, Josh. Let's just not even go there. If you are bet. I know exactly what okay, good luck. Show me your millions. It's guaranteed, right? I'll give you money to manage. How about that? Okay? All right. I'll give you money to manage. I'll start a hedge fund with our bet. Yeah, it's going on. I don't know what the latest is. Our bet. Come on, bro. Can you redo which trip you would take based on, what does he mean redo? No, you either accept or decline. I don't know what that means. Can you redo? You certainly can decline. Okay. America is corrupt now. Okay. All right. I think Steph didn't like it. As long as I don't cash out, I don't have to pay taxes with Robinhood. It has nothing to do with it. You need to educate yourself. It has nothing to do with it. If you buy a stock and sell a stock, when you open the account, your social security number will be required as an input. If you buy a stock and hold it forever, as long as you don't sell it, you don't have to pay taxes. But if you buy a stock and make money and sell a stock, Uncle Sam is going to collect its share. 19% being the minimum if you hold something for 1 year and 1 day, and more if you do short-term trading, like some of these people go, day trading or whatever. So just invest into an index fund called dollar cost averaging. There's an article on the website about that. Go read it. You'll learn. Simple things. Simple way to get rich. There are 100 of ARB opportunities every day in sports betting. Well, yeah, I don't see your millions. Show them to me. I'm sure there are many ARB opportunities every day from book to book. I'm 100% sure there are. And show me your millions. Show me your success. Then I'll join you. Okay, show it to me. Show me your success. Scoreboard. 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 During the seasons? Yeah, sure. Show me the money. Show me your scoreboard. Yes, definitely for an independent contractor, Roth IRA, for sure. You ain't getting millions in our betting, but a couple thousand a month is extra income and you can't lose. You know, next time on my finance channel, why don't you come and educate us about our betting, arbitrage betting, better said, instead of our betting. Why don't you come do that? Explain to my audience what our betting is, because we all would like to make a couple of thousand extra a month. And we can't lose, obviously, according to what you put up. Let's do it. Seriously. What's an index fund, Sergio? Forget the YouTube. Just go to the website and start reading the articles. You'll very easy to understand. Common language. There is an article actually about ETFs and index funds. Go read the articles. It's free. There's, I think, 11 or 12 articles on the blog already. I started with 1,000 6 weeks ago, now sitting at 5,200. Our betting. Okay, so that's a return of 4,200 on 1,000. That's 4x in 6 weeks. If you extrapolate that to a year, 52 weeks, you're going to make like more than any hedge fund on the planet or Nancy Pelosi times XXXXXXX, right? And so you're the only one that has this formula, I'm assuming. I wouldn't be talking about it if it was this successful. I wouldn't be talking about it. And you said you can't lose. I really am interested. I would like you to come on the finance channel and explain how our betting goes. I'm not against it. I'm for it. I know what our betting means, bro. I know what our betting means, Lelius. Lines are different. You're hedging yourself. Basically, it's a hedged bet. If the line is 3 in one place and 3.5 in the other place, you do the 3 and the 3.5. If it hits, it's got to hit though. But then these days, all the lines are done by AI, and then it's getting pretty close. So you'll probably hit a couple. But that kind of return started 1,000 6 weeks ago, and now 5,200. That's 4x in 6 weeks. I certainly have not done that trading. So, I would definitely like you to email me, and I'll give you the money. I'll give you 10 grand to run. So with those numbers, you should be at 52,000 in 6 weeks. No problem investing in your success. None whatsoever. Please tell me how I could get Uber to stop putting fake shit up. I can't. Don't worry about it. It's well known in sports betting. I'm telling you, I know what it is. So you don't have to explain it to me. Explain it to my audience. We can do like an interview. What our betting is, that you turn your... I'm not making fun of you, real Josh. I'm asking you, why are you taking it like... I'm telling you, if you started with 1,000 6 weeks ago and you have 5,200, that's 4x in 6 weeks. Think about it. You're way ahead of every PhD in economics professor who works for a hedge fund or Citadel or BlackRock. That's all I'm saying. It's amazing. I'm not down, like, I don't know how else to put it. I'm congratulating you. But I am certain that it's not going to continue that way. I can assure you that. It's not an unknown commodity. And maybe you had a little bit of a lucky thing going on and you 4x'd it. But again, I would like to give you some money to do it for me. Simple. I want to be your partner. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I'm a capitalist, like that guy said. I want to invest in your success. Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, it seems like it worked for Josh from 1,000 to 5,200, right? I'm telling you, you two seem like you're doing what you're doing, so I'll invest in you guys. I'll give you 5K each. Let's see who does better. Since you guys are so sure that you can't lose money, right? We can't lose, right? There's absolutely no loss, right? Guaranteed no loss. I'm in. Let's go. But if you guys lose, I don't know. I may take your firstborn. So, anyway. All right. So contact me, you two, MJ Smith Group and Real Josh 05. Sergio at the rideshareguy.com. I would like to invest in your success. Okay. Yeah, we're just shooting the shit. All right, I gotta go. I gotta go have a beer. Yeah, thank you for joining. We will see you guys next Tuesday. I thought it was pretty good, but I have to maybe once a month we can do something like that. Have a bunch of people come on and talk about stuff, vent out a little bit, do a little therapy session. How about that? We could do that. All right, much love to you all. Please stay healthy. Please stay safe. And please go invest. Invest. Go subscribe to my free newsletter. Go invest. You will not be sorry. Young, old, doesn't make a difference. Or you can do our betting that we're going to do now. I'm going to be Real Josh and MJ Smith Group's partner in our betting. Again, I'm not making fun or anything. I'm really deadly serious. Okay? Cool. Much love. See you guys.